Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Backroad Broadcasting's presentation of high school basketball, where tonight it'll be a home matchup for the Mustangs as they take on the visiting Marysville Bulldogs. Wouldn't be a evening of basketball without my color commentator this evening, Judd McCormick. How we doing?
Doing good, Isaiah. It's good to be back, and actually you can do this without me. You actually had to the last time we were out here.
Hey, you know.
Against the Varsity Chargers, I apologize. Governmental duties called, but yeah, we actually got going a little bit earlier tonight. Finishing up right now with the JV girls games. Rock Creek Mustangs currently ahead in this game, 46-34 with just 1.7 seconds left. So you see a blank floor in front of you. But there we got some action going right there just to finish up the JV girls game.
1.7 seconds left. Bulldogs inbound. Last second buzzer beater won't go. So a dominant win for the Rock Creek JV.
Yeah, 46-34, JV girls pulling it out. Again, we'll have varsity girls and varsity boys action coming to you here just a little bit, but it's been a long time since we've been here doing this. So I think we had 6 straight road games, or at least what they may call neutral games, 3 games at Burlington and 3 other games on the road. So a lot to talk about here before we get to tonight's action. So good to be back here at the Rock with Backroads Broadcasting. Before we get going too far, tried to do a little bit of look up for the Rock Creek girls wrestling. I actually attended a wrestling match last week between Manhattan High and Rock Creek. Very interesting to see. It looked like the Rock Creek girls were doing pretty good. Obviously, Rock Creek wrestling, you talk about their wrestling, whether you talk about girls or boys, you really got to talk about junior Brooklyn Bernheide. She's pretty dominant for the entire year, wrestling in the 125-pound weight class. Currently ranked 3rd in 4 through 1A state in that 125-pound weight class. Going to be real interesting to see. She's going to be on a collision course with probably one of the top wrestlers in all the state in any weight class. Gabby Koppus out of Clay Center. We've heard her name a couple times. We even talked about even doing some Clay Center wrestling matches last year because Gabby's been such a dominant force there for Clay Center. So be interesting to see. We'll keep an eye on that certainly going down the line, both for both those wrestlers as well as with Backroads Broadcasting. Keep an eye on that 125-pound weight class. Pretty sure, I would say it now, I'm pretty sure the 125-pound state champion is probably going to come down between who wins between those two.
Definitely.
Again, Brooklyn's ranked currently 3rd. Gabby Koppus currently ranked 1st.
And Brooklyn Bernheide coming off a very successful sophomore season as well. I believe state placer last year as well.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she actually wrestled maybe at 130 last year. And she dropped down to 125 this year. I'm not sure what class Gabby Koppus wrestled in last year, but if she was 125, looks to me like Brooklyn dropped intentionally to try to search out to wrestle the best.
There you go.
So again,
to quote the great words of Ric Flair, Judd, to beat the man, you got to be the,
to be the man,
you got to beat the man.
That's right.
There we go.
Woo! Ric Flair, there we go. Yeah, so we have game time here starting at about 14 and a half, so we'll kind of do a little bit of a recap. Like I said, Rock Creek finally back home after playing 6 straight games on the road since the last broadcast we had here, which was against Wabunsee, where, of course, Isaiah was flying solo. So I'm glad to be back here in action tonight. But Rock Creek finds himself right now. They're sitting at 4-10 on the season. It's been kind of a rough season for them. Currently sitting in 14th out of 18 places in that 4A East sub-state. Although I'll say that the season's kind of been a tough one there are some positive things that they can focus on here as you're part of this team in the last 6 games. They did pick up 2 wins in that Burlington tournament a few weeks ago. Had a 43-28 victory over Paola and a 50-34 victory over Burlington to finish in that tournament. And also Brooklyn Plummer made the all-tournament team in that Burlington tournament. So not only that, but we were kind of talking about before we went live about, even at the JV level, it looked like the offense was getting a little bit more aggressive, playing a little bit more, passing the ball around a little bit more. And I think the team as a whole is kind of getting there. They're still a young team. I think they're still kind of trying to find that groove. But I'd have to say from what we've seen from the beginning of the year to here, it's a different team. Of course, everybody's getting better throughout the year, but certainly the Mustang girls are offense has kind of gotten more consistent now. It's trying to put together that defense and that offense, and they've had some really tough games.
And with Brooklyn Plummer making the all-tournament team, I believe in their last game of the tournament for third place for the Mustangs, Brooklyn Plummer had an excellent showing. I'm pretty sure she had 18 points in that third-place game. So I know we've talked early and often about them trying to establish an identity. I think they're starting to find that here tonight.
Yeah, finding identity and finding a team leader. They were such a balanced team. Being balanced isn't necessarily always a great team, but a balanced team means, anybody out there basically can step up on any given night. And they didn't really have a team leader. Hadley Rimpey, for the most part, runs that offense, runs that team. But really, they just hadn't had anybody step up and take over a game. Aislinn Rottinghouse has attempted on a few times, kind of been the lead scorer. But, yeah, Brooklyn Plummer in the Burlington tournament really kind of came alive, really kind of found her own as a senior on this team, trying to do whatever she can to kind of help this team down the stretch. So talking about some of the other games, so the Burlington tournament, good showing for the Mustangs, went 2-1 in the tournament, finished third. Brooklyn Plummer, again, all-tournament team. And then even coming back, they had a really, really tough schedule to come back from, and we talked about it before we even went on the Christmas break. They had to play several good ranked opponents. They were at Wamego, who's currently the number 2 4A team. Played them really, really tough.
They did, and kudos to that Wamego team, too. One of their star players, Lexi Hecht, out for that Rock Creek game. And still, a 10-point loss for the Mustangs, but still a good win for the Wamego Red Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders have been they've had several injuries, so they've been kind of holding on by the skin of their teeth here, but still doing what they need to do. Kind of the same thing we're seeing with K-State right now with Aoki Lee. Top scorer goes down, somebody else has got to step up, and that's why it's a team and not an individual sport. And Wamego's finding a way to do that right now. Of course, going's just going to get tougher for them as they get into sub-state play. And, of course, we all know 4A right now is going to go through Bishop Miege. But so a good, tough game there for the Mustangs, dropping that 37-47 on the road at Wamego. And then they had to go on the road again and play the number 3 team currently in 3A in Rossville. Again, 48-64 loss, but offense finding a groove a little bit there, putting up 48 against a very, very good Rossville Bulldog team. And then I think Rossville, one loss on the season to Silver Lake, the number 1 team in 3A. That 3A sub-state is an absolute minefield. You got number 1 team in Silver Lake. You got the number 3 team in Rossville. You've also got another highly sought-after team there in Nemaha Central. And then, even down clear to St. Mary's, who started out as one point in time was a top 10 ranked team. St. Mary's girls obviously still have one of the top players in the state on it. And of course, Marysville, that we're here tonight, is also in that same sub-state. And I was talking to their coach Ben Wertenberger, about that before the game. And he's like, oh, yeah, he's like, it's a horrible sub-state, but what do? You got to get through, and if you want to play at state, you got to go through good teams no matter where you're at.
And those 2 lasting Mid-East League matchups for the Mustangs. I was talking to Coach Plummer and some of his assistant coaches earlier this week, and we kind of got a preview of what an all-league team was going to look like. He said, every night that week that they were on the road, they were battling against all-league potential teams.
Yeah, and right now it seems like when you're playing in your non-league games, you're playing against North Central Kansas League teams, and then you're playing in Mid-East League teams. It's kind of like that for the girls at softball as well. Even when you're playing your non-league games, you end up playing one of the top teams in the state in 4 or 3A. Abilene's always got a decent team. Clay Center's always right there. Nemaha Central's always right there. Of course, Silver Lake, Rossville right now, they are just stacked with an unusual amount of talent there for girls that can play multiple sports.
Right. It just takes you back to college ball. Anytime we had an out-of-conference game, we had to come with our best because we knew we were playing a top 5 team.
Yeah, and with the Mustangs moving to the North Central Kansas League next year, basically it's just going to flip-flop.
It is. Yep.
Most likely, most of their non-league games will be the one game against Silver Lake, one game against Rossville, probably one game against O'Reilly County and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're moving leagues. The league's going to get just as tough as it was before, and the non-league games are going to be just as tough as it was before. Then finally, last Friday night, Rock Creek was on the road at Riley County, dropping that game 35-52. So kind of a rough go. They picked up 2 wins, Burlington, 3 straight losses again against 2 really, really highly ranked teams, but they're playing tougher. They're playing confident. They don't seem to be getting down. They still seem to be showing up to play the games, and I think that's really critical. Even with a 4-10 record, they want to be one of those teams that people look at their record and go, that's a better team than what that record shows.
Exactly. And you look at this roster, only graduating 3 seniors this year. You already know sophomores come back, juniors come back, and then the next year seniors. They're going to have all the more experience.
Yeah, like you said, it's a young team, only 3 seniors, and those 3 seniors are going to be looking to turn this season around and really try to gel over these last few weeks of the regular season. I believe they have 6 games left in the regular season before they get into the sub-state play, and so it's going to start here tonight with another team that's kind of taken some hard knocks this year with Marysville. They're currently sitting at 7-9. Only had 5 wins last year, but man, when we look at the roster, man, they have a lot of girls out. There's like 25 girls out on the team, and I think that's impressive for a 3A school coming back from a 5-win season to have that many girls that still want to play the sport, still enjoy playing the sport, and want to come out on every given night to compete. So hats off to Coach Wertenberger and the Marysville Bulldog girls for having that desire to keep playing the sport even though the things aren't quite going their way. They've had some really tough games this year as well. They've had 3 games where they've lost by a bucket or less, including Wamego early on when Wamego still had all their players. So it'll be a good game tonight. I think this could go either way. I think the thing that's going to be really in the Mustangs' favor is, and we'll talk about this both in boys pregame and this one, but due to weather the last month or so, there's been a lot of games canceled, and currently right now Marysville's getting ready to play something like their 5th game in the last 8 days, going back to last Thursday.
And as a player, you want nothing more than that. I mean, short week of practice, multiple games in a week. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, they've had one practice. When I talked to the coach, he said we've had 4 games, 5 games, 1 practice. He goes, it's a tough go, but he said a lot of teams are going through it. Mustangs have a couple makeups right at the end of the year as well, so they may see a little bit of that. But yeah, tough stretch right now for the Marysville Bulldogs, trying to get in their 5th game in the last 8 days. So, but they've been playing better basketball of late as well. Like I said, they've had 3 losses by 3 points or less. 2-point loss to Wamego. They've actually only got 4 more games after tonight. So again, they're sitting. Trying to see where that was. They're in that juggernaut. They're sitting about 6th right now. So I think what they're trying to do is pick up a couple wins and maybe get one of those mid seeds around 4 or 5 to try to avoid that Silver Lake Rossville early on matchup. They think they can play with any team there when the girls are ready to play. Like I said, they've had some close ones against some really good teams, but certainly wouldn't hurt to try to avoid playing Silver Lake or Rossville in the first round.
And what a match that'll be between those 2 teams. The good old War on 24, as they would call it.
Yeah, the War on 24 is a very good possibility on the girls' side there in 3A. Like I said, we could take a look at the 4A rankings for the girls right now and kind of see where we're at after week 6. So again, Bishop Miege there at 1, Wamego at 2. They're going to be both of those sticking there. McPherson again at 3, Fort Scott 4, Wellington 5, Eudora 6. Circles at 7. Clay Center's worked their way back into it. We saw them earlier in the year. I thought they played a pretty good game against Clay Center. But yeah, they've worked their way back into the top 10 and finished that out. It's Ottawa at 9 and Pratt at 10.
And, we've said it multiple times this year. We're going to see teams rotate in the top 5, out of top 5, into top 10, out of top 10. And Clay Center is a prime example. They were, about top 7 coming into it. Now they, bounced out of top 10 back in with a big win last week.
Yeah, I think anytime you look at a ranking, when you see 2 schools out of the same conference in the rankings like that in the top 10, that really says a lot about the conference. And, we see that a lot in a lot of sports out here in Northeast Kansas when we get in at 3 and 4. There's just a lot of good sports in here in along 24. When we talk about Clay Center to Silver Lake and all those sports.
Right. I mean, 4A is looking like the Big 12 right now. I mean, like Jerome Tang said last night after the big win against KU, the Big 12 is a gauntlet. You're looking to win 9 games and make it into the March Madness tournament.
Yeah, and then, again, it's the same thing on the 3A side. You got, Silver Lake at 1. You have Hayden, who Marysville's actually played against Hayden as well. So they've played a Silver Lake. They played Hayden. They played Rossville. They played Nemaha Central. So they played all these tough teams. 4 of the top 5 teams in girls 3A, Marysville's played against and has played them well. And then they played against a couple of the top 10 teams with Clay Center and Wamego. So they've had their gauntlet of tough teams that they've played. So even though they're sitting at 7-9, that's why they have the confidence, because they played these teams to get ready for that stretch.
So we're just about 3 minutes away from tip-off here this evening. But I think we'll be in for a good matchup. I think that trip down to Burlington really helped the Lady Mustangs, grow as a team. I mean, taking third place in a tough tournament where you have teams like Sabetha, Paola, even Burlington this year. So,
yeah, and I think the big thing that I saw was the offensive scoring that they did. We've seen games where they've only put up 13, 15 points, and to see them putting up 37 against the Wamego, 48 against the Rossville, into the 50s, I think that just shows where their offensives come from the beginning of the year. And so, defensively they were pretty strong early on. Every team's getting a little bit better on the offense. I think they find that balance of their defense and the offense. Now that they're finally finding their groove on offense, they can finally kind of put it all together. And, maybe we'll see it here tonight. This could be a step for them. So we're about 2 minutes out. Let's go ahead and talk about the routes to victory tonight for this girls. The routes to victory. Routes to victory powered by Max Motors of Manhattan. Worth the drive from anywhere for for Rock Creek. Got to find that shooter early. Play aggressive defense. We've been talking about that. Get their defense going again. Play one possession style game. Make every possession count.
For the Lady Bulldogs, if you control the tempo and stay positive and fight the fatigue, controlling the tempo, a really big one. The Mustangs have struggled with that recently. And it goes back to one of their keys of the game, which is find their shot, get the most out of their possessions. But we've seen teams in the past, if they can speed up the Mustang defense, it causes problems in transition.
Yeah, so we'll see who has the freshest legs tonight. Both teams have a pretty deep bench. We'll see how far down the bench they got to go. But like I said, going to be a rough go possibly for Marysville. They've had a lot of games and a lot of days, but when I was talking to some of the players and the coaches early, they were ready for it. They didn't seem too fatigued, but I guess that's the joy of being a 16, 17, 18. You bounce back from those things just a little bit easier, a little bit quicker.
Moments away from the starting lineups here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to The Rock for tonight's basketball contest between the Marysville Lady Bulldogs and your Rock Creek Mustangs. Tonight's contest is sponsored by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and is under the auspices of its Rule 52. Simply put, if you are in the building, you are expected to act in a sportsmanlike manner. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups.
Starting for the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'6" senior, number 3, Bella Rader. For the Mustangs, a 5'6" freshman, number 0, Lucy Martini. For the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'11" sophomore, number 10, Kaysen Roche. For the Mustangs, a 5'10" freshman, number 10, Aislinn Rottinghouse. For the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'8" senior, Cadence Spurgeon. For the Lady Mustangs, a 5'7" junior, number 11, Hadley Rempe. For the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'8" junior, number 21, Lindsay Dressman. For the Lady Mustangs, a 5'9" senior, number 21, Brooklyn Plummer. And for the Lady Bulldogs, a 5'5" junior, number 33, Aubrey Dressman. And for the Mustangs, a 5'9" senior, number 32, Peyton Rottinghouse. So a fairly sized, even matchup here for both teams.
Yeah, and we're seeing at least a few different starters from earlier on in the season with the Mustangs, still trying to find, the 5 girls on any given night. But like I said, we've seen a deep bench for the Mustangs. So even though you're not a starter, you're still going to see some playing time. So keep your head up.
We have.
When your number gets called, be ready to go.
We've seen that with the men's team as well, too. I mean, rotating in 4, 5, 6 sophomores off the bench. I mean, especially as and those sophomores are getting, quality minutes. I mean.
Well, and the Mustangs aren't alone in that. I think every single coach I've talked to this year, they've been pretty confident about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And they sit there and they thumb and think about it before they finally give me the 5th starter. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just give me the guys that are suiting up. We'll find out when it's game time.
Yep. Battle of the 10s for the jump. And possession arrow will go to the Mustangs to start off. Fresh 8 on the clock here, first quarter. Here's the pass inside. That is stolen by number 12 of the Lady Bulldogs. That's Cadence Spurgeon. Now here come the Lady Bulldogs as number 3 Bella Rader gets the offense set up. There's Dressman on top of the wing, guarded by Rottinghouse. Now over to Dressman. Driving in, that's Dressman. Turnaround jumper won't go. Rebound will go to Rottinghouse. 7:20 to play, first quarter.
Yeah, and this will be an interesting matchup between Rimpey and Rader. Both teams really kind of thrive through their point guard.
Mustangs strike first off the three-point bomb from Peyton Rottinghouse, all the way from Westmoreland parking lot.
Nice entry pass over to number 10 there.
That's Roush with the bucket.
Good to see the Mustangs starting out hot from the three-pointer. We've seen them struggle in the past, trying to find it until late in the game.
Back-to-back three-point triples for the Mustangs, this time coming from the freshman Lucy Martini in the corner. 6-2 lead now for the Mustangs.
I'm so glad she made that. I thought I jinxed us early on.
Good defense by Martini. Rader drives in, and we're going to have a foul. This will be Lady Bulldog basketball on the baseline. That'll go on Martini, her first, team first. Lob pass inside to Roche, and she'll be fouled. She'll head to the line for 2.
Well, Martini picked up 2 quick fouls really quick, so it's going to be a decision time right now, and it's going to be an easy, quick decision.
Kylie Frazee will check in for her. Roush's first free throw, no good. Roush is 0 for 2 from the line, 6-2 your score, 6:18 remaining here first quarter. Woman-to-woman defense look for the Bulldogs. Frazee fires a 3 and hit the top of the backboard. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs now. Mustangs coming out with that full court pressure. Rader draws the double team. Crosses over to her left. She'll advance it. She'll drive in, kick it out to Spurgeon. Now over to Dressman. Back to Rader. Here's Dressman on the drive. Skip pass over to Dressman. Back out to Rader. And entry pass to Spurgeon. Good ball movement here by the Lady Bulldogs. That pass will be stolen by Frazee. It's a foot race between her and Dressman. She'll go all the way. She'll be fouled. Layup won't go. Kylie Frazee to the line for 2.
Yeah, way to step in that passing lane there by Frazee to get that and intercept it and take it all the way to the basket. picking up the first foul there for the Marysville Bulldogs. Mustangs have been not afraid to shoot early on.
Not only that, but turning up the defensive pressure as well, getting hands in passing lanes. Even though they're not coming away with the steal, still knock it out of bounds. So well defended here in the first minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, and if you remember, that was one of the keys of the game, is being aggressive on that defense. Try to stop them and get your offense going.
Second free throw for Frazee won't go. Rebound will go to number 10. That's Roush. Here's Rader on the drive. The kick to Spurgeon. Nice entry pass inside to a cutting Roush. She'll head to the line for 2 more. Ella Rhodes checking in for the Lady Mustangs. That foul going on Brooklyn Plummer, her first, team third. Roush's first free throw, no good.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of the fatigue we've seen earlier right now, trying to get the legs under them early in this game.
Delia Fry checking in for the Lady Bulldogs. 7-3, just about 5 minutes to play here, first quarter. Here's Rhodes on the wing, kicks it over to Rottinghouse. Now Frazee, skip pass over to Rempe. Rempe driving in, nice pass inside to Rhodes, power dribble layup won't go. Rebound to Fry. Here come the Lady Bulldogs now, skip pass ahead to Dressman. She'll fire a three-pointer, won't go. Rebound Rottinghouse. That's Peyton Rottinghouse. Here's Frazee, fires wing three, bottoms, 3 for 3 for the Mustangs from deep. Dangerous pass stolen by Aislinn Rottinghouse, drives in, layup is good. 12-3 run for the Lady Mustangs, 4:26 remaining first quarter. Now this is the passion and intensity we've been wanting to see from this girls team all season long, Judd.
Yep. This 30-second timeout is going to be brought to you by Shortstop. Shortstop offering the convenience that you need at the services you deserve. You'll find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality fuel at each of their 17 locations throughout Kansas, including Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. No matter where you're going or how long it takes to get there, you always have time for a short stop. So yeah, Mustangs coming out, ratcheting up the defense early on. Not only that, but finding a range early on too. Right now they're sitting 4 for 5 in the three-point line early on in this game.
I like how they're pushing the pace in transition. One of them's getting the steal and they're just going, or vice versa, a rebound, a quick outlet, and they're off to the races. Here's Fry on the wing, back to Rader, inside to Dressman. Jump shot won't go. Rebound, Dressman. Turnaround jumper won't go. We're going to have an over-the-back foul on the Lady Bulldogs. That'll go on Kaysen Roush, her first, team second of the half. 12-3, 4 minutes remaining here, first quarter.
Bulldogs coming out in the half-court 1-3-1 press.
Rottinghouse corner three won't go. Rebound will go to Kaysen Roush of the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Rader. Spinning to her right. Now over to Fry. Inside to Roush. Layup won't go. Rebound controlled by Peyton Rottinghouse. 3:30 to play. Rempe directing traffic. Entry pass into Peyton Rottinghouse. Inside to Frazee. Turnaround layup won't go. Rebound by Lindsey Dressman. Draws a double team. She'll be fouled. Possession arrow will stay with the Lady Bulldogs.
Call foul. He called jump ball on that.
I believe jump ball. Here's Fry into the corner. Rader going to work on Frazee. Nice entry pass. Roush will be fouled. She'll head to the line for 2. Her third trip to the free throw line this quarter.
And it's going to be a second foul on Brooklyn Plummer. Just checked back into the game.
So foul trouble early for Brooklyn Plummer and Lucy Martini of the Lady Mustangs. Rader on the inbounds pass. Nice save there by Fry, keeps the possession alive. Here's Nemec on the wing. Dangerous pass stolen by Frazee. Frazee on the skip pass to Aislinn Rottinghouse, draws a double team, kicks it to her sister Peyton Rottinghouse. Now to Rhodes, she'll fire free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound Roush and Lushu on court.
Blue tire. So it looks like at this point in time that was a good timeout there by Coach Wertenberger. Mustangs kind of cooled down since that timeout. Haven't scored again, but neither is the Bulldogs because the Mustang defense has been stepping up and filling those passing lanes.
Grayson Ketter checking in for the Lady Bulldogs. Rader on the drive. Back out to Roche. Or excuse me, that's 0. Grace Winkler. Her shot won't go. Winkler gets it back. Skip pass over to Ketter. Back to Rader. Rader fires a 3. Bottoms. Bella Rader with her first points of the evening on the 3-point bomb. 12-6 your score. 2 minutes remaining.
So if you're the Bulldogs right now, you just want to step up, try to get a turnover here, get an empty possession.
Rempe fires a 3, won't go. Rebound will go to number 21, Lindsay Dressman. It'll be a foul on the Mustangs. That'll go on Ella Rhodes. Her first, team 5th, so free throws for the Bulldogs.
Before I even got a chance to say that, I was going to say the Mustangs want to just work the clock, work their offense a little bit, find a shot, but they shot it before I could get a chance to say it. So we talked about they got to treat each possession, as a one-possession game, so they can't have empty trips.
Macy Clark checking in for the Lady Mustangs. Lindsay Dressman's first free throw is good. Trims lead to 5 now. 12-7 your score. Just under 2 minutes to play. 2 of 2 free throws good for Dressman. Spurgeon checking back in for the Lady Bulldogs. Just now a 4-point lead for the Mustangs. Here's Clark on the wing. Now to Aislinn Rottinghouse to Frazee. Fires a 3. Won't go. Rebound will go to Lindsay Dressman. Rader ahead to Winkler. Back to Rader. Inside to Dressman. Back out to Winkler. Good ball movement here by the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Ketter on the wing. Tries to get it inside to Dressman. Stolen by Aislinn Rottinghouse. Minute 20 to play. Here's Frazee to Clark in the corner. Back up top, Aislinn Rottinghouse. Looking for Rhodes. Back to Clark. Now to Rhodes. To Frazee. To Rottinghouse. To her sister. She'll fire a 3. Won't go. Gets her own miss. And she'll be fouled on the floor.
Mustangs gotten cold here about the last 5 minutes. Came out to a red-hot start, got it going ever since the timeout. Have struggled finding that groove again.
Nice entry pass into Peyton Rottinghouse. She'll be fouled again. That last foul going on Bella Rader. This one will go on Grayson Ketter, her first, team 4th. A minute to play. First free throw rattles home for Rottinghouse. Extends the lead back up to 5 for the Lady Mustangs. Second free throw, no good. Rebound will go to Grayson Ketter. Rader on the skip pass to Dressman. Dressman drives in, draws the double team. Back to Rader, drives in, throws up the floater. Rebound will go to Peyton Rottinghouse. 45 seconds remaining. Peyton Rottinghouse. Catch and shoot. 2 of 3 from deep from Peyton Rottinghouse. That extends the lead to 8 for the Lady Mustangs.
Hey, Peyton Rottinghouse is, I think, 1 point and 2 rebounds away from a double-double here in the first quarter. We'll check those stats in future.
Dressman answers with a 3 of her own. 5-point game, 15 seconds remaining. Here's Frazee on the skip pass to Aislinn Rottinghouse. Has it stolen by Rader. Bodies are on the floor. 7 seconds remaining. And possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs. Kaysen Roche checking back in for the Lady Bulldogs. Plenty of time to get a last-second shot here for the Lady Bulldogs. Rader gets it back, top of the key, three-pointer. Rattles it home. A closely contested first half here in Flush, America. 16-14, Mustangs lead by 2. This break in the action is brought to you by Faith Furniture, serving Manhattan and the surrounding area since 1952. Faith Furniture takes pride in the value, selection, knowledge, and family experience to share with all of their customers. If you are looking for a full arrangement of great-looking furniture for your living room, dining room, bedroom, or office, or you're just looking for the perfect accents to tie the room together, Faith Furniture has what you're looking for. When it comes to buying new furniture, you got to have faith.
Also by Farmer State Bank. Farmer State Bank celebrating 125 years of banking service in the communities of Westmoreland, Manhattan, and Onega. If you are or have a student looking for financial independence and want to get rewarded for good grades, open up a Books and Bucks checking account with Farmer State Bank today. You can receive a $10 Amazon gift card for opening an account plus $25 cash each semester with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. To learn more, visit any of their 3 locations or visit them online at bankwithfarmers.com. Farmer State Bank, member FDIC, and your equal housing lender.
So a closely contested first half for both teams. It has been the hot shooting from behind the arc for both teams here, Judd.
Yeah, I mean, the Mustangs, basically the first half of that quarter, they controlled it. And really the second half of that quarter, the Bulldogs kind of scratched their way back into it and picking up that three-pointer right at the buzzer by Rader, making it only a 2-point game.
So 16-point first half for the Mustangs. They lead by 2. Entry pass into Plummer. Back outside to Rottinghouse. She'll fire a 3. Won't go. And possession arrow will stay with the Mustangs. And we've seen this Lady Mustang team kind of go on spurts of offensive explosion, playing well defense. We'll see if they can keep it up here for 4 quarters. Jump shot won't go. Rebound will go to Roush. Entry pass inside to Dressman. Back outside to Rader. Over to Winkler. 2-3 zone now for the Lady Mustangs. Here's Roush over to Rader. Guarded by Martini. Nice pass inside to Winkler. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound will go to Aislinn Rottinghouse. 7:10 to play, second quarter. Rempe loses the handle, gets it back, drives the middle. Kicks it out to Lucy Martini. She'll fire a 3. Won't go. Long rebound will go to number 10, Kaysen Roush of the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mustangs being a little sloppy with the ball here and there. Rempe kind of got away. Real lucky they didn't get a charge call on that last drive and kick out pass.
Dressman's jumper won't go. Rader fires a 3, top of the key. And I'll say it's last touched by the Lady Mustangs. Possession arrow will stay with the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, Peyton Rottinghouse thought maybe that was knocked out of bounds on the other player, but
Catch and shoot 3 for Dressman won't go. Rebound will go to Spurgeon.
Martini needs to be careful. 2 fouls. Good to play aggressive defense, but don't want to be reaching in too much.
Spurgeon's layup won't go. Rebound will go to the Lady Mustangs. Rempe gets the offense set up. Here's Martini on the wing off the screen from Plummer. Now over to Clark, to Peyton Rottinghouse. Rempe driving to her left. Nice pass into the corner. Clark pump fakes, drives middle. Floater won't go. Rebound will go to Kaysen Roush of the Lady Bulldogs. Kaysen Roush being kind of the leader of the offensive and defensive boards for the Lady Bulldogs. There's a steal by Clark. Pass to Rempe. She'll fire a wing three. Bottoms.
So Mustangs hot from the three-point line again, trying to spread that Bulldog defense out, so if they can get them spread out, then they can do some dribble penetrate, maybe do some kick out. So we kind of see them mixing that up. Rempe's dribbled in. Once she sees it spread out, she's kicked it out. They don't come out and guard them. They're going to shoot it. Kind of a double-edged sword right now for the Bulldogs. You got to either come out and take that three away from them if they keep making it, or you collapse back in a lane and take away that drive.
Not the coach's first pick on how to defeat the zone, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, we've been hearing it for years and years. You live by a three, you die by a three. Right now, Mustangs are trying to live by it, but
Rempe tries to find Prather on the pick and roll, throws it away. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs. 5-point lead for the Mustangs, 4:54 remaining here, second quarter.
Mustangs back into a matchup.
Here's the pass in the corner to Aubrey Dressman. Looking inside for her sister, Lindsay Dressman. It's a tie-up. We're going to have a travel call on Lindsay Dressman. That'll be a turnover for the Bulldogs. 4:20 remaining here, second quarter. Rempe gets the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs. Driving to her right. Here's Martini. Skip pass in the corner. Clark. Floater won't go. Rebound will go to number 13, Sarah Nemick. Nice pass inside. Roush layup won't go. Rebound Dressman gets her own miss. Goes back up with it. Gets the second chance bucket. Now 3-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs.
.30-second timeout. That's going to be brought to you by Dubet Farms. So we take a break here in the action. Mustangs lead 19-16. Dubet Family Farms and LLC. Indiana family supporting the Mustang girls basketball here in Flush, America.
From great state of Indiana. A lot of basketball history there.
It's good to see we have a following outside of Kansas.
It is, that is.
So,
that was a, back when my brother and I were growing up and we got into basketball, Hoosiers was a staple movie that we had to watch growing up.
Absolutely. I remember, I'm going to date myself. I remember going to that while I was in high school so we could be inspired during basketball season.
There we go.
Yeah, so if you're watching us online, YouTube or Facebook Live, go ahead and drop us a comment. Let us know what's going on, what you think. That's going to be a travel. She has shifted her feet just a little bit backwards there to get behind the line by Aislinn Rottinghouse.
And you said it earlier, Judd, at the end of the first quarter, kind of live by the three, die by the three, but the Mustangs are really getting good looks from beyond the arc. Nothing really forced. Shooters are setting their feet. They're having a little dribble kick out or a three in transition, and it's worked out well for them. We're going to have a travel. That'll go number 13, Sarah Nemick. Brooklyn Plummer checking back in for the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, we've had a difference of opinions there. I think a jump ball is getting ready to get called, but I think travel may have been the right call. She was on the ground. It looked like her feet were moving as well. So couple turnovers here in a row by the Bulldogs trying to find their groove again.
Nice drive by Brooklyn Plummer. Gets the floater to go. 5-point lead now for the Mustangs. Just over 3 minutes to play. Rader spinning to her left. Kicks it to Aubrey Dressman. Now back to Rader. Over to Roush. And that'll be number 2, new face Katie Keller for the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Keller in the corner. And they're going to get Keller with the travel. Checking back in for the Lady Bulldogs, number 21, Lindsay Dressman. Just over 3 minutes to play. Or just under 3 minutes to play, excuse me.
Yeah. 2:45 to be exact.
Nice pass inside to Rottinghouse. Corner three, Frazee in and out. Rebound will go to number 13 of the Lady Bulldogs. That's Sarah Nemick. Raider on the skip pass up to Lindsay Dressman. Dressman drives in, back out to Raider. Spins back right, throws up the floater, won't go. Rebound will go to Martini. Finds Frazee. She'll get the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs.
Good job by Martini there, recognizing that ball wasn't going to just go easily out of bounds. Wanted to make sure they grabbed it and got a hold of it before anybody else could jump in there.
Rebound will go to Aubrey Dressman of the Lady Bulldogs. Nice pass up court to Sarah Nemick. Back outside to Dressman. Go ball movement. Raider three. Got it. That was about the same spot to hit that buzzer beater in the first quarter. That's 6 points now for Bella Raider. Minute 48 to play here, second quarter. Mustangs lead by 2. Group substitution for the Lady Bulldogs. Number 1, Delia Fry. And number 12, Caden Spurgeon. Hadley Remby and Ella Rhodes checking in for the Lady Mustangs.
Oh my gosh. See if I can get all these subs.
Rempe on the inbounds, looking for Rhodes, gets it in. Rempe pump fakes, jumper, won't go. Mid 45, we'll get into our first Bandit brain teaser of the evening.
I forgot we did those. I'm out of practice.
It's all right, it's all right. So what is the Kansas High School girls team record for most state tournament wins? A72, B87, C101, or D127? Leave your answer in the comments below. Here's Raider on the drive. Kicks it over to Spurgeon. We'll call that a pass to Roush.
Absolutely, it was a pass.
Rebound, Aislinn Rottinghouse ahead to Frazee. Mustangs have numbers. Frazee fires it to Peyton Rottinghouse. Peyton Rottinghouse's three will be short. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, she did not catch that in a ready-to-shoot position. Her feet weren't really set. She still tried to force it up, came up a little bit short on it. Good idea, just wasn't in a catch-ready position to make that shot.
And Peyton Rottinghouse still shooting well, 2 of 5 from deep tonight here. Entry pass into Lindsay Dressman. Now over to Spurgeon. Pass will be last touch by the Lady Bulldogs. Grace Winkler checking back in for the Lady Bulldogs. Possession arrow will go to Lady Mustangs. Just a minute to go here, second quarter.
A 2 for 5 is a pretty good guess. It's actually 2 for 6, but
anytime I say stat, like we do, unofficially. Unofficially 2 for 5.
Well, I work in the world of statistics, and I always say 98% of them are made up.
Nice steal by Lindsay Dressman, coast to coast, and she'll be fouled by Rhodes. She'll head to the line for 2.
Rhodes got a lot of ball in that, but you know what? That wasn't a bad foul. It wanted to take away an easy shot. She didn't get the shot off, so she's not going to get a 2+1 attempt here, so make her earn 2 the hard way.
First free throw won't go. Lady Bulldogs had a few empty trips to the free throw line here this evening. Ellie Prather checking back in for the Lady Mustangs. Second free throw won't go for Dressman. Rebound will go to Roush. Raider fires top of the key three-pointer. That's the hot spot for Bella Raider. 3 of 3 from downtown. And the first lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Rempe drives in. She'll be fouled. She'll head to the line for 2. 1-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs here, late second quarter. And for head coach Ben Wartenberger, he'd like to extend this lead in the halftime as Rempe ties it up. So we have our first tie of the evening, as well as our first lead change. Make that second lead change here this evening. Mustangs lead by 1, 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so I think right now if you're Frazee, you got to do everything in your power to make sure that Raider does not get a shot from the top of the key here. 14 seconds left to go. If I'm Bulldogs, that's who I'm looking for. They're trying to work it around to her right now. Good job. Frazee is right on her hip the whole time.
Here's Roush in the corner, back to Raider. Going to work on Frazee. Back up to Lindsey Dressman, has it blocked. And Mustangs lead by 1 going into halftime, 23-22. Before we take our halftime break, we'll get you the answer to that first Bandit brain teaser.
Bandit brain teaser.
It's almost a
tongue
Bandit tongue twister there.
Yeah. What is the Kansas High School girls team record for most tournament wins? 72, 87, 101, 127. That answer is 72. Of course, it'd be no other than the Bishop Mier Stags with 72 wins and their dominant state performance continue, and we'll look to see them continue a little bit more this year. Before we go ahead and take a break here at halftime, let's go ahead and get to Roach Media Group. Your local friendly professional photographer. Packages available for engagement, weddings, professional headshots, senior and family portraits. Providing high-resolution image files or prints taken on location or in their studio with professional edits available. They are also your local area expert in real estate photography and videography. Ask about the drone and VR 360 tours when you reach out to them today at roachmediagroup.com. That's ROCHE mediagroup.com.
Shout out to our producer, Cody Roach.
Yeah, we're going to take a break away from the action here. We're going to be back here in about 4 minutes to kind of recap a little bit of that first half of the girls' action before we get started here with the second half of Rock Creek Mustangs hosting Marysville Bulldogs. Stay tuned for more.
Welcome back to Backroad Broadcasting's presentation of high school basketball. Closely contested first half as the Mustangs cling to a 1-point lead, 23-22, over the Marysville Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, in that first half for the Bulldogs, that was led obviously by number 3, Bella Rader. She had 12 points, all coming from behind the arc. So 4 3-pointers. Also, number 21, Lindsay Dressman, kicking in 7, and number 10, Casey Roche, with 3. So that's the Bulldogs 22. Again, Rader leading away, which we kind of expected. Rader and Dressman were pretty much 2 of their top scorers. The offense absolutely runs through Rader. Idea is if you shut Rader down, kick it out to Dressman, let her put it up. So that's pretty much been working the way the Bulldogs wanted to, at least in the second half of both quarters. Beginning of both quarters, they started out a little bit rough. So really it's like which team can put together the full quarter, because right now neither one of them have really kind of done that. Mustangs spread all around with their shooting. Leading the way is number 32, Peyton Rottinghouse, with 7, followed by number 11, Hadley Rimpey, with 5, number 1, Kylie Frazee, with 4, and then Lucy Martini with 3, Aislinn Rottinghouse with 2. Peyton Rottinghouse, 7 points, 6 rebounds in that first half. She's on her way to try to get a double-double. And on the opposite side, Roche kind of leading the way with rebounds for them, number 10. So, yeah, again, kind of a back and forth, pretty evenly matched. You talked about it as they were just doing the starting, announcements, how easily or how closely they match up at size, and really the style of play has been kind of the same to match.
Well, I would say it would be a tale of two halves, but really we're seeing a mirror image of these two teams. I mean, they're both shooting outside well. They're both attacking the glass. They're both getting points in transition. They're both, haven't been great from the free throw line, but, I mean, really it's anybody's game. It's kind of just who can control it for longer.
Yeah, absolutely right. And so with Bulldogs only being down by 1, we talked about fatigue, and really I think the only place I've seen fatigue is maybe from that free throw line, where it looks like they're just coming up a little bit short in a lot of their shots. But Raiders definitely been finding the range behind the arc, and really if they could kind of get it in, kick it in and out, like you said, Dressman's there to kind of clean up as well. So really for the amount of games they've played in the last 7-8 days, it's really hard to tell they played that much. So credit to the Bulldogs for coming out here and really, it's just basically handling the initial onslaught that the Mustangs came out with right out of the gate.
Well said. And you want a great way to know if you're tired is if you're at the free throw line and, let's say you're 80-90% free throw shooter and you start missing, that's kind of an testament to if you're tired or not. That's how I always knew back in my college days when I needed to sub out, was when I'd shoot a first free throw and, of course, nothing but air. So
yeah. It's back when I played, of course, we talked about it all the times back in the Stone Age. They just put nets up for the first time. You didn't have to use a broom to get the ball out of the basket. But, that's one of the things that we always did in practice is we had 25 guys on the team, and before we got a water break, we'd have to shoot 1-on-1s.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
If we missed the front end of the 1-on-1, we had to run. We called them rockets at the time, or even suicides, which was each line and back. And,
yep.
And by the time, and I seemed like I was always one of the last ones to have to shoot. So I kind of learned early on where my legs needed to be based off of my fatigue. So,
Yep.
Wasn't a lot of things I could do in basketball, but I could shoot a free throw.
And, they're giving players a little more grace here with the new rule. No more 1-on-1s, which ultimately I would have been a fan of. Not that I was a terrible free throw shooter, but, missing a 1-on-1 is a little more embarrassing than, it should be.
Yeah, we talked about that early on, getting rid of the 1-on-1s. They're worried about the amount of injuries that happen because of 1-on-1s and the amount of extra times that bodies are slamming against each other and pushing. So at first I wasn't a big fan of it, but I think really the only big difference I see is at the end of the game where, it's actually there's no advantage to foul to try to stop the clock at this point in time. So if you've got a lead late in the game, it's really hard to come back from that now versus the old days.
Lindsay Dressman with an and one opportunity here as she'll head to the line for 1 off the nice entry pass. That foul will go on Lucy Martini, her 3rd. Costly foul for her. She picked up 2 quick ones in the first quarter, so we'll see if she makes an appearance here later in the 3rd. Dressman converts the and one opportunity. Biggest lead of the game for the Lady Bulldogs. 25-23. 7:40 to play. Here's Rottinghouse on the wing. Over to Plummer. Now to Rempe. Matchup defense for the Lady Bulldogs. Rempe drives in. Back out to Frazee. Now back to Rempe. Spins back to her left. And they're going to get 33, Aubrey Dressman, with the foul. And that was something that the Lady Bulldogs utilized here early. Didn't really utilize in that first half, was points in the paint.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got down so quick so early. Raider really kind of had to take over from behind the arc, but now that they've got the lead, they can go back to playing their style of offense, which may be more in the paint, and kick it back out.
Possession arrow will stay with the Lady Mustangs. That jump shot was last touched by the Lady Bulldogs. Rempe to inbound on the baseline. Finds Aislinn Rottinghouse. Now back up to Frazee. Back to Rempe. Inside to Peyton Rottinghouse. Layup won't go. She'll be fouled. Shed to the line for 2.
That'll be a third foul on Casey Roush.
Be a costly foul on her, too. First free throw for Rottinghouse is good. Casey Roush keeping majority of the second chance possessions for the Lady Bulldogs live, as well as running the floor here in transition.
Yeah, she's been a force on the boards. That might be the one place that they really miss her. She's been really eliminating a lot of second chance opportunities for the Mustangs.
Second free throw for Rottinghouse, no good. Rebound will go to number 12, Cadence Spurgeon. Raider over to Aubrey Dressman. Looking inside for Ketter. Nice pass inside. Aubrey Dressman should be fouled. This time it'll be by Hadley Rempe. That'll be her second, I believe.
It's her first.
Her first, team second. Aubrey Dressman at the line for 2. First free throw is good. Increases the lead to 2 now. 26-24 lead for Lady Bulldogs. Second free throw won't go. Rebound Peyton Rottinghouse. 6:45 remaining here, third quarter. Rempe gets the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs. Coach Plummer wants a timeout.
Timeout, Lady Mustangs.
This timeout will be brought to you by Shortstop, offering the convenience that you need and the service you deserve. You'll find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality feel at each of their 17 locations throughout Kansas, including Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. No matter where you are going or how long it takes to get there, you'll always have time for a shortstop. So it'll be Mustang basketball out of the timeout. Matchup defense for the Lady Bulldogs.
With that last rebound by Peyton Rottinghouse, she's only 2 rebounds away from double-figure rebounds and 2 points away from points. So unofficially, 2 away from double-double.
Here's Aislinn Rottinghouse on the wing. Rempe fire top of the key, 3-pointer. Nylon. That is now our 4th lead change of the game, unofficially.
I think we're going to have a lot more before this is done. They both kind of found their groove, and these two teams are very equally matched right now. So we'll see who can actually try to separate and get a little bit of a lead back.
And much like Tyler Perry of the K-State Wildcats, the Mustangs really coming alive on the second half of the season. Pass is tipped. We have a jump ball between Dressman and Rempe. Possession arrow will go to the Mustangs.
Yeah, not only the second half of the season, but Perry, we were talking about it before the games. Second half of each game, something like close to 75+% of his points come in the second half now.
I mean, 20-point second half last night is just, that's You think about it, it's a point a minute, really. I mean, 20-minute half. But huge win for the Wildcats last night.
And to go with that, he had 2 absolute circus shots.
He did.
Reversals off the backboard. It was insane.
I don't think he gets enough credit that he's, I wouldn't say short, but what is it, 5'6", 5'7"?
Yeah, wasn't he actually a number 2 for North Texas?
Yep.
Now he's having to play the number 1 and still playing the number 1, still getting 20 points a game. That's pretty impressive.
Here's Nemec. Nice pass inside. Raider gets the easy layup. 5 lead changes here in this one. Lady Bulldogs lead by 1, 28-27. Here's Plummer. Over to Aislinn Rottinghouse. She'll fire a 3, won't go. And rebound will be controlled by Ketter of the Lady Bulldogs. They have a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs. Macy Clark checking back in for the Lady Mustangs, as well as Ella Rhodes. Five minutes to play. Raider will get the offense set up for the Lady Bulldogs. 2-3 zone look for the Lady Mustangs. Here is Ketter in the corner, back up to Raider. Nice pass inside. Ketter will be fouled and 1. Opportunity for a 3-point play and the largest lead of the game for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a really, really good pass. Good job by Ketter just picking up that pass and keeping her feet under and getting a shot up, getting the hoop and the harm.
Can't convert the N1 opportunity. Rebound will go to Peyton Rottinghouse. Ahead to Frazee, 4:40 remaining. Frazee driving to her right, kicks it over to Aislinn Rottinghouse. Kicks it over to Rhodes, loses the handle, gets it back. Now back to Aislinn Rottinghouse, guarded by Raider. Now to Clark, to Frazee. Deep three-pointer for Frazee. Won't go. Rebound will go to Grayson Ketter of the Lady Bulldogs. So with a 3-point lead here for the Lady Bulldogs, a little shift in momentum here. Here's the entry pass to Dressman. Goes up, has it blocked. Rebound for Peyton Rottinghouse. Mustangs have numbers. Pass over to Frazee. She'll get the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs, 3:50 remaining. Here's Clark on the wing, looking inside for Rhodes. Now Frazee fire a 3 again. In and out, rebound, Peyton Rottinghouse. Goes back up, almost has the N1 opportunity. That'll send number 32, Peyton Rottinghouse, to the line for 2. Really controlling the offensive and defensive board here for the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, she's taken over on the boards, absolutely. But Mustangs keep trying to trade empty 3s for 2 in the paint on the other end.
First free throw is good for Peyton Rottinghouse. Brooklyn Plummer checking in for the Lady Mustangs. And Coach Plummer wants a timeout.
That 30-second timeout is going to be brought to you by Faith Furniture. Serving Manhattan and the surrounding area since 1952, Faith Furniture takes pride in the value, selection, knowledge, and family experience to share with all of their customers. If you're looking for a full arrangement of great-looking furniture for your living room, dining room, bedroom, or office, or just looking for that perfect accent to tie the room together, Faith Furniture has what you're looking for. When it comes to buying new furniture, you've got to have faith.
.344 remaining. Lady Bulldogs lead by 2.
Yeah, so I think the Mustangs are rushing a little bit. Some of those 3-point shots, they probably need to work their offense a little bit more. You know, you don't have to get everything back in one shot, but I think if Peyton Rottinghouse can make this, they really need to etch up the defense again like they were playing in the first half, try to hold the Bulldogs.
Second free throw for Rottinghouse won't go. Rebound Raider. And I'd like to see the Mustangs look a little more inside, try to increase their points in the paint, and really kind of go at some of the players that really have like 2 or 3 fouls to try to get the Lady Bulldogs in foul trouble. There's a steal by Aislinn Rottinghouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's a formula of what the Marysville Bulldogs has actually been doing. They've been going into that paint. It's a good drive right there by Frazee. Going in, take it in, take the foul.
going to happen.
Or apparently they considered that a charge. My bad.
That'll go on Peyton Rottinghouse.
Apparently she had a moving screen down there somewhere. I guess I didn't really catch what that was called.
Rader draws a double team, finds Aubrey Dressman. That's going to be 2 quick fouls on Peyton Rottinghouse. That'll be her second. Team fifth, excuse me. So we'll have 2 free throws coming up for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. She went for the steal and missed it. She doesn't foul. Actually, it's a straight layup going for Nimick right off the bat. So she misses one of these two. May not be a horrible foul.
Nimick's first free throw won't go. And, you know, we've been wanting to see a little more aggressiveness on the defensive end for the Lady Mustangs, and they're having that tonight. I mean, they have a few fouls here and there, but that just means you're playing aggressive defense. I mean, like we said, in the first half, having hands in passing lanes and coming up with turnovers.
Yeah, and it's kind of been that way on both sides. You know, the Bulldogs have, like I said, weathered the storm early on and kind of fought back in this, and now it's a back and forth. Rader right there with a push off. That was pretty. I mean, I saw it before he blew the whistle, so with my eyesight from up here, it must have been pretty kind of an obvious.
That'll go on Rader, her second, team fourth. 2-point ball game, 3 minutes to play here. Lady Bulldogs lead by 2. Here's Martini, drives in, draws a double team, back out to Plummer. Now over to Frazee. Dangerous pass. Last touch by Winkler of the Lady Bulldogs. Mustang basketball on the sideline.
I think when we have our next break in the action, we'll do our second bandit brain teaser here for the girls. Rippey needs to be careful there. That was a bit of a push off as well.
Nice roll there by Plummer. Well defended by the Lady Bulldogs. Come away with the steal. Here's Rader driving to her left, spinning back right, inside to Dressman. Dressman going to work on Rempe, steps through. She'll be fouled. Head to the line for 2. That'll be Rempe's second foul, team 6th. First free throw for Dressman, short. Still 2-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Plummer. 2.5 to go here, third quarter. Here's Martini on the drive. Kicks it out to Frazee. Now to Prather, back to Frazee. Frazee drives in, skip past corner, Rempe. Thought about driving baseline. Spins her way in. And we're going to have a blocking foul on the Lady Bulldogs. And that'll be 2 free throws for Hadley Rempe. That'll go on number 13 of the Lady Bulldogs, Sarah Nemick. Her first, team 5th, or 6th. 5th.
I don't think they count anymore after the 5th.
They don't? Okay.
Yeah. Nobody needs to know once they're shooting 2.
Right, right.
They need to start inviting us to these rule change meetings. So
that would be good, just so we can make a little note of it. I mean, because obviously without, you know, doing the broadcast or having my lovely statistician next to me, Judd, as play-by-play or as color as well, I wouldn't have known either. I mean, but that was recently changed this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a new rule for this year. So, and new trial rule coming next year, which may or may not have talked about in the last game. But, oh, nice steal there by Prather. She's got it all the way.
And she'll go coast to coast. Another lead change here as the Mustangs now lead by 1. 31-30. Just under 2 minutes to play. Third quarter. Dressman will fire Corner three won't go. Rebound, Rempe. Rempe pushing the pace, driving to her left. Nice pass inside to Prather. Has it tipped out of bounds by Spurgeon. And possession arrow will stay with the Lady Mustangs.
Good idea there by Rempe. Even a better job of Sturgeon getting back and knocking that pass out of bounds.
And one thing I've seen in transition for this Lady Mustangs is all 5 players running in transition. You know, we don't just have not waiting on the point guard. They're kind of getting it and go. So that'll be on the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, getting here in the fourth quarter, the Mustangs keep trying to up that pace. They want to push the Bulldogs a little bit more and more. Knowing that they played so many games, that's where that fatigue may come in.
Dahlia Fry, that'll be her first. Second free throw rattles home for Rottinghouse. 2-point lead now for the Lady Mustangs. Reese Grady checking in for the Lady Mustangs, as well as Ellie Prather. .131 left to play third quarter.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what kind of pace the Bulldogs normally play, but I think right now you want to kind of get your legs back under you, kind of rest maybe a little bit this last minute and a half of the third. That way you get enough left in the tank to go into the fourth. I'd work this around to get the last shot, particularly in the quarter.
Here's Rader on the drive, kicks it out to Fry. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound, Dressman, and one for number 21, Lindsay Dressman. She'll head to the line for one.
That's why I don't coach anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Brooklyn Plummer and Hadley Rempe checking back in for the Lady Mustangs. Multiple and one opportunities for the Lady Bulldogs here in this third quarter. She converts, and we are all knotted up at 33.
This has an overtime feel to it.
It does. This is very much reminiscent of the game last evening between K-State and KU. I mean, there was the end is 10 or 12 lead changes. Nice pass inside. Rottinghouse can't get the layup to go. Her sister gets the rebound. She'll be fouled to head to the line for two. First free throw gets a shooter's roll for Aislinn Rottinghouse. 1-point lead now for the Mustangs. 52.6 seconds remaining.
A couple of free throws have taken weird bounces, but I guess you don't know what it looks like in the scores book.
Another shooter's roll. Or I should say the Rottinghouse roll.
It's the Rottinghouse roll, yeah. His last 3 free throws have all taken interesting bounces, but they continue to go down.
45 seconds remaining. 2-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. Here's Fry in the corner guarded by Frazee. Dressman into her sister. Back out to Rader, fires a three.
Absolutely her spot.
Won't go. Rebound, Aubrey Dressman, and an and one opportunity. I have lost count on our lead changes, but I believe we're approaching double digits here. Late third quarter. Chance for another one as Aubrey Dressman is at the line for one. Lead will go to the Lady Bulldogs.
I know we still got a quarter left to play, but I got to say this has been one of the more fun, entertaining girls games we had the pleasure of broadcasting this year.
Here's Rempe. Back out to Rottinghouse, back to Rempe. Driving to her left. Tries to hit Rottinghouse in the backdoor cut, 17 seconds remaining. And we're going to have a change of pace for the Lady Bulldogs. 10 seconds remaining. Here's Rader. Spins back to her left. And we're going to have a jump ball between her and Rempe. Possession arrow will stay with the Lady Bulldogs. 5.9 seconds remaining. Third quarter. Kaysen Roush checking back in. Lob to Roush. Can't get it to go. We're going to have a toss-up for the rebound. And another jump ball possession arrow will go to the Lady Mustangs.
I think that was an absolute design play there for number 10, Casey Rauch.
Believe so. So
checking back in just for that. With my 3 fouls, I'm checking right back out.
2.2 seconds remaining. Rottinghouse gets it. Rempe half-court heave. Oh, that one was almost going in. Just a little short there. I was curious to see if Plummer was going to take a timeout there to see if he could get the ball on the sideline. But after 3 quarters of play, the Lady Bulldogs lead by 1.
And we're going to get to our second Bandit brain teaser here, the girls' game. What is the widest margin of victory a Kansas high school girls team has had over an opponent? It's going to be A, 101, B, 127, C, 155, D, 162 points.
All of those are impressive.
All of those are impressive. Hey, if you're listening in on, watching in on Facebook or YouTube and you think you got the answer to what is the widest margin of victory in a Kansas high school girls team ever an opponent, why don't you drop us a line, let us know. It's been awfully quiet on the forum tonight.
All those look like NBA scores.
Yeah.
If it's 160, that's impressive. That's impressive. So at least one of them had to put up 100 points in a game.
Yeah. Well, we've seen some weird ones when we've looked in here.
Yes, we have.
Margin of victory, total number of points scored.
The least amount of points scored in a boys' game was like 6-4 or something like that.
I think just the idea of seeing a girls' game where even if 101 points was a margin of victory, one of them at least put up 101 points.
Exactly. And you look at the least amount of points scored, so it's either a terrible offensive night or a great defensive evening. So whichever way you look at it, here's Aubrey Dressman. And they're going to get her with the travel. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Mustangs. Fresh 8 to play. Lady Bulldogs lead by 1.
See if they can finish up this week of marathon of basketball games with a victory. Hold on to it tonight. Mustangs trying to get another win back in the column. Try to pick up their 5th win of the year.
Mason Rottinghouse on the pass to Plummer. Power dribble. Hook shot won't go. Rebound will go to Lindsey Dressman of the Lady Bulldogs. Raider gets the offense set up for the Lady Bulldogs. A little over 7 minutes to play. Aubrey Dressman on the wing, drives to her left, going to work on Aislinn Rottinghouse. Back outside, back out to Raider. Raider driving to her left. Spurgeon guarded by Peyton Rottinghouse. Back to Raider. Raider spinning right. Layup. Got it. Nice move by number 3, Bella Raider. 3-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you're the Mustangs on defense, I think right now you're doing everything you possibly can to stop number 3, Bella Raider, and number 21, Lindsey Dressman.
Step back jumper's good for Lucy Martini. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Or we're going to have a foul on number 5 of the Lady Bulldogs. That's Grayson Ketter. And it'll be Mustang basketball.
All right, so we had a step back 2 made by Lucy Martini, followed by a foul on number 5, Grayson Ketter.
And then a timeout Mustang.
And then a timeout Mustangs. That's going to be a full timeout. That timeout's going to be brought to you by Farmer State Bank.
Farmer State Bank celebrating 125 years of banking service in the communities of Westmoreland, Manhattan, and Onega. Happy birthday, Farmer State Bank. If you have a student looking for financial independence and get rewarded for good grades, open up a Books and Bucks checking account with Farmer State Bank today. You can receive a $10 Amazon gift card for opening an account plus $25 cash each semester with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. To learn more, visit any of their 3 locations or visit them online at bankwithfarmers.com. Farmer State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's timeout, also full timeout brought to you by Liming Productions. Based out of St. George, Kansas, Liming Productions is your source for 5-star wedding videography, event videography, corporate events, and small business commercials. Let Liming Productions capture all of your special moments and compile a story you'll want to watch over and over. Liming Production, capturing stories for life. See their services and highlights at facebook.com/Liming Productions.
Shout out to our other producer and camera operator, Cody Liming.
Now I think the big question mark come back out of this. I think they said white ball. I'm not really sure exactly what happened unless the foul happened during the shot.
That was going to be my point. I believe so, because I believe after the shot it still would have been Lady Bulldog basketball.
I agree. Luckily for us, we don't have a rule expert sitting back in a studio somewhere to reach out to like the NFL or college football does, so you just have to take our word for it.
One of these times we'll have to send it to our producers unwillingly just to see their reaction. Here's Martini on the wing. Dumps it inside to Plummer, draws a double team. Power dribble, back outside. Frazee fires a three. Won't go. Rebound will go to the Lady Bulldogs, and they're going to get Martini with the foul. That'll be her fourth. Rebound was secured by number 21, Lindsay Dressman of the Lady Bulldogs. So we'll see Martini take a seat, and she'll be back late fourth quarter. We'll see that substitution of quick offense, quick defense, and what the fans like to call it crunch time. So 6 minutes to play here, fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Mustangs with 2 timeouts remaining. Bulldogs with 3 timeouts, so.
Kind of a foul underneath. It's a tie-up between Plummer and Rush.
It's going to be, yeah, so she's been a force on the rebound, so, and obviously has a couple design set plays coming in from underneath the basket as well, so we may see her later on too on the offensive end, subbing in and out on every dead ball.
38-37 your score. Lady Bulldogs lead by 1. Rempe gets the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs. Here's Roddinghouse driving to her right. Kicks it out to her sister Aislinn Roddinghouse. Back to Rempe. Rempe driving right. Step through. Loses the handle. Stolen by Dressman. That's Aubrey Dressman. And gets it over to Rader to get the offense set up for Lady Bulldogs. Skip pass ahead to Lindsay Dressman. Inside to 13. That's Nemec. Has it blocked. Rebound will go to Spurgeon. She'll head to the line for 2 after being fouled. That'll go on Peyton Roddinghouse, her third, team second of the quarter. Spurgeon's first free throw won't go. So Lady Mustangs being bailed out here by the fouls. I mean, you have Martini with 4, and then you have Roddinghouse with 3, but empty trips to the line continue for the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Frazee on the drive, and they're going to get number 13, Nemec, with the foul.
Yeah, unofficially, I think the Bulldogs are shooting about 37% from the free throw line, so if they hit half of those, they got about a 5-point lead right now.
Winkler checking in for the Lady Bulldogs. Rempe to inbound on the baseline. Finds Aislinn Roddinghouse. Back up top to Frazee. Frazee, Rempe, corner 3. Won't go. Rebound, Peyton Roddinghouse. Bodies are on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow should go to the Lady Bulldogs here, but it'll stay with the Lady Mustangs.
Getting into the fourth quarter right now, it looks like both teams are kind of gassed. Somebody's going to have to dig deep here in the last 5 minutes, see who wants this game.
Nice inbounds play designed for Peyton Roddinghouse. She scores the easy 2, 1-point lead for the Lady Mustangs, 39-38 now. I believe that's the 10th or 11th lead change of the game here. Closely contested contest, under 5 minutes to play.
And with that bucket, that gives Peyton Roddinghouse 11 points and 11 rebounds on the night, so unofficially with a double-double from where I'm at.
Nice rebound by Plummer. Three-pointer by Rader won't go. They're going to get Rempe with the travel. 4:35 remaining here, fourth quarter. 39-38 your score.
Martini checking back in with 4 fouls, 4.5 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
She'll have to be smart. Nice steal there by Peyton Roddinghouse. Mustangs coming out 3-2 zone. Martini driving to the rack. Throws it up, won't go. Rebound Plummer. Back out to Frazee. Skip pass over to Aislinn Roddinghouse. She'll dial up a 3. Got it! Nylon for Aislinn Roddinghouse, and a 4-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. Now, a little bit of a gamble there for Coach Plummer, putting Lucy Martini on top of the zone. Would have liked to see her play middle. Oh, he keeps her out of picking up that 5th foul. Here's Rader in the corner. Entry pass into Dressman. 3-pointer underway, no good. Long rebound, Aislinn Rottinghouse. On the pass to Frazee. Frazee drives in. Layup is good. 5-0 run now for the Lady Mustangs and a 6-point lead. 3:30 remaining and a timeout for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, much needed timeout. That timeout's going to be brought to you by Backroads Broadcasting.
Backroads Broadcasting and Rock Creek High School Journalism is working harder than ever to bring the action home to you. If you are looking for a live broadcast of your future event or interested in being a sponsor for future events, contact sales@brbc.live. Even if you are just enjoying tonight's free broadcast and would like to help out Backroads Broadcasting or Rock Creek High School Journalism, you can always donate through Cash App $BRBCL or Venmo at BRBCL. Visit any of our social medias at brbc.live. That is Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Soon to TikTok, as Judd will be be doing the TikTok dances and what have yous over there.
Running man and the pop and lock. Let's go ahead and get to the answer to our second bandit brain teaser here in the girls' game. What is the widest margin of victory for a Kansas high school girls team to have ever had over an opponent? 101, 127, 155, or 162? That answer is 101. Happened in 1978 when the Frontenac Raiders beat the Baxter Springs Lions 107-6.
Wow.
Wow,
that is
right.
Impressive. So 3:30 remaining here, 4th quarter. 6-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. Pass inside to Lindsey Dressman. It'll either be Frazee or Plummer that'll pick up the foul. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball on the baseline. That'll go on Brooklyn Plummer, her 3rd foul. Pass inside, Dressman, back out to Rader. Short jumper, corner, won't go. Rebound, Plummer. Plummer ahead to Frazee. Frazee to Aislinn Rottinghouse. Back to Frazee.
Hey, if you're the Mustangs, you just got to settle down. There's no rush. You don't need to put up a shot right away. Use some time on the clock. I know there's still 3 minutes left, but you're clinging to a 6-point lead.
Frazee on the drive. She'll be fouled. She'll head to the line for 2.
That's going to be the 5th foul, I think, on number 10.
So that'll go on Kason Rush. That'll be her 5th. Checking in for will be number 1 of the Lady Bulldogs, Delia Fry. Kylie Frazee at the line for 2. And Farmer State bank shot there. This first one's good. 7-point lead now for the Lady Mustangs. Second free throw won't go. Rebound will go to Lindsey Dressman of the Lady Bulldogs.
Tried to take a little bit of legs off that second shot. Took a little bit too much off.
Here's Rader. Over to Fry. Back to Rader. Top of the key. Inside to Lindsey Dressman. Good ball movement here by the Lady Bulldogs. Inside. Lindsey Dressman back outside to number 12. Spurgeon fires a 3. Won't go. Rebound will be tipped to Aislinn Rottinghouse. As Frazee will get the offense set up for the Lady Mustangs. Frazee on the drive. Over to Lucy Martini. Lucy Martini drives in, kicks it out to Aislinn Rottinghouse. Drives short corner. Bucket is good, but we're going to have a foul before the shot.
Yeah, I think that's on the floor long before we got to the bucket.
Nice use of the left-hand floater there, Judd.
Yeah, again, they're kind of still in attack mode. I guess if you give me shots, you might as well take them if they're going to give you a straight lane to the basket, but no need for the Mustangs to rush to put up a shot right now with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to go.
First free throw won't go for Aislinn Rottinghouse. Mustangs still lead by 7 here, 2:19 remaining 4th quarter. Rottinghouse gets the second free throw to go. Mustangs lead by 8. I believe this is their tied for the biggest lead of the game here. 2:15 to play. Pass inside to Dressman. Bodies are on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Bulldogs. So Down 8 to 11 to play. Not quite yet need a sense of urgency, but need a bucket here for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, and if you're the Mustangs, you want to stay aggressive, but you don't want to be slapping at the ball. You don't, don't want to give them free trips to the basket to make or free throw line to make easy ones.
And
but
who else from beyond the arc? Bella Raider. And a well-executed offensive possession for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, that timeout's going to be brought by Dubet Farms. The Dubet Family Farms LLC, the Indiana family supporting Mustang girls basketball. We appreciate the constant following and sponsorship from Dubet Family Farms. Listening in from Indiana. Hopefully they're listening in tonight. Haven't seen anybody on the Facebook page. This full timeout, our next timeout is going to be brought to you by Roche Media Group.
Your local friendly professional photographer. Packages available for engagements, wedding, professional headshots, senior and family portraits, providing high-resolution image files or prints taken on location or in their study with professional edits available. They're also your local area expert in real estate, photography, and videography. Ask about the drone and VR 360 tours when you reach out to them today at rochemediagroup.com. That's ROCHE mediagroup.com. Just under 2 minutes to play. Mustangs lead by 5, 46-41. Isaiah Dobbins, Judd McCormick.
That's me.
On the call this evening. Be Mustang basketball on the baseline.
Must say, pretty good crowd coming here on a Tuesday night. Marysville fans travel pretty well. Feel both fans, both teams really wanting this win right now. Marysville sitting at 7-9, Rock Creek sitting at 4-10. Both really wanting to get back in the win column. Good steal there by number 33. That is
Aubrey Dressman.
Thank you. That's why you do that.
I got you. Raider, top of the three. Top of the key three, I should say. Back-to-back three-point buckets for Bella Raider. And we're going to have a timeout as the Mustang lead is trimmed down to 2. Minute 27 to play.
Timeout's going to be brought to you by Liming Productions. Based out of St. George, Kansas, Liming Productions is your source for 5-star wedding videography, event videography, corporate events, and small business commercials. Let Liming Productions capture all of your special moments and compile a story you'll want to watch over and over. Liming Productions capture stories for life. See their services and highlights at facebook.com/Liming Productions.
This break is also brought to you by Backroads Broadcasting. Backroads Broadcasting and Rock Creek High School Journalism is working harder than ever to bring the action home to you. If you are looking for a live broadcast of your future event or interested in being a sponsor for future events, contact sales@brbc.live. Even if you are just enjoying tonight's free broadcast and would like to help out Backroads Broadcasting or Rock Creek High School Journalism, you can always donate through Cash App, $BRBCL, or Venmo at BRBCL. Visit any of our social medias at brbc.live. Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Twitter, or I should say X, and YouTube. Soon to be TikTok.
It'll always be Twitter.
It will always be Twitter. That's what I'll remember it as.
Yeah.
Riding outs on the inbounds on the baseline. Full court pressure coming from the Lady Bulldogs as Mustangs lead by 2 here. Minute 26 remaining.
Yeah, and on this inbounds, they've lost their free roam of the baseline, so now Riding House has to stay put. Mustangs need to get open, get this ball in bounds. They've only got a 2-point lead.
Mustangs did lead by 8 after the 2 3-point bombs from Bella Raider to cut the lead down to 2 now for the Lady Mustangs, and they get the 5-second call. It'll be Lady Bulldog basketball. Raider to inbound. Lob into Lindsay Dressman. Over to her sister Aubrey Dressman. Back to Raider. She'll get the offense set up. Here's Fry over to Dressman. Inside to Lindsay Dressman. Back out to Aubrey Dressman. Back up to Raider. Over to Fry. Inside to Winkler. Nice pass inside. Lindsay Dressman guarded by Plummer. Skip pass over to Fry. Floater. Got it. Another lead change here or tie, I should say, 46 all. 53 seconds remaining.
Well, pick the ball up there.
Here's Frazee on the drive. Floater won't go. Rebound will go to Lindsey Dressman. We're all knotted up at 46 with 35 seconds remaining. Here's Aubrey Dressman on the wing. Back over to Fry. Now to Winkler. Aubrey Dressman thought about the three-pointer. Back to Rader. 20 seconds remaining. Patience by the Lady Bulldogs offense here.
Lucy Martini is absolutely glued to Rader. Want to make sure that you let somebody else on this Bulldog team beat you other than number 3, who's had nothing but raining threes tonight.
Here's Aubrey Dressman, 3 seconds remaining. Fry, floater 3. Got it! Got it! Dahlia Fry with the floater from deep. And the dagger. 49-46. Da-na-na-na-na-na. We'll see that on ESPN Top 10 later this evening.
Like I
what
said,
a ending.
Martini was absolutely glued to Rader. Is going to force the Bulldogs. Fry comes down, makes 2 circus shots in the back-to-back to give the tie and give the win to the Lady Bulldogs. Good job, Marysville. Fighting through the fatigue deep in the fourth quarter. Mustangs had a chance to hold the ball and take the last second shot. They put up one probably a little bit too early. Bulldogs get it back, and with no time left, Fry with a bank shot from the three-point land.
That game winner brought to you by the Farmers State Bank shot here this evening. What an ending to a classic here at the Rock.
Great game, very entertaining game, both sides. You know, you hate to see somebody have to lose this game. Both girls teams just played their hearts out. Girls gave everything they had. You can see they were both gassed here late in the fourth quarter. Back and forth action the entire second half. If you're not entertained by this game, you just don't like basketball, and there's nothing else you can say about that.
Out of, all, game winners I've seen either on TV or experienced, that's up there. That was one of the craziest game winners I think I've ever seen. I
had the pleasure of experiencing a game winner just like that, setting a screen for basically a guy on our team that he threw up a prayer, banked it in, 3-point to win, and to get us to a sub-state game. But yeah, great finish there by the Bulldogs. No time left. Fry with the bank three-pointer to give them the win, 49-46. With that, let's go through the scoring. Bulldogs, of course, led by none other than number 3, Rader, with 22 points, 6 of those being three-pointers, followed by number 21, Dressman, with 13 points. Fry, 5 points, but the most important 5 points that the Bulldogs could put up in the last 40 seconds of that game. Gets a 2-pointer to tie, 3-pointer to win. So, Dahlia Fry, tonight's your night. Good job, number 1. Finishing out the scoring for the Bulldogs going to be number 33, Dressman, with 4, number 10, Roche, with 3, number 5, Ketter, with 2. Going over to the Mustangs, Peyton Rottinghouse, double-double, spoiled there with no time left. 11 points, 11 rebounds, followed by her sister, Aislinn Rottinghouse, with 10. Kylie Frazee with 7, Lucy Martini with 5, Hadley Rimpey with 9, Brooklyn Plummer, Ellie Prather, both with 2. Mustangs shot 65% from the free throw line. Bulldogs only shot 37%. Shot a little bit better. Doesn't come down to a last-second shot, but hey, you get them when you need them, and they got it right there at the end. That'll move the Bulldogs to 8-9 on the season. Mustangs drop a tough one here at home, dropping to 4-11 on the season.
And here's the thing, it'll go as a loss for the Lady Mustangs, but all in all, a great game played by both teams. Mustangs came out with intensity, Lady Bulldogs came out with intensity, and I would look to see if the Lady Mustangs can't carry that momentum of that game into the this Friday as they take on the St. Mary's Bears, because ultimately they give the St. Mary's Bears a run for their money if they play like they did tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, and this game can make or break you. So how do they rebound from this? Is just, the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak, on the season, dropping a heartbreaker like that on a last-second shot, dropping 4-11 on the season? Or do you regroup? You got 2 days before you got to turn around and come back in and play St. Mary's. you want to keep from dropping in below that 14th spot in the East region. You won't want to play a game. You don't want to play in game in sub-state. So 15, 16, 17, 18 spots in that East sub-state gives you an extra game you got to try to play. So they want to do everything they can to stay 14th or above so they don't have to do a play-in game.
Right. And, that was the last of the 5-game stretch for the Lady Bulldogs. And, we thought fatigue would be an issue. Obviously not. Probably Friday with, again, one of the greatest game winners we've come to see here, especially on Backwards Broadcasting. I think that's the only we've had on Backwards Broadcasting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and we talked about it. You're going to shut down Raider. You want to shut down Dressman. You want to make somebody else on the team do it. Dahlia Fry said, hey, you're going to give it to me. I'm going to take it. Good heads up. Everybody's yelling, shoot, 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 shoot.
Also, I'm going to give a shout out to you, Judd, because I think it was the end of the first quarter. You did say this could be an overtime game. He did.
It felt like an overtime game, but Fry said, you know what? We're tired. We don't want to play anymore tonight. We're going to go ahead and just finish it and be done and go home. So with that, congratulations to the Marysville Bulldogs. Tough loss there for the Rock Creek Mustangs, falling in this one, 49-46. Isaiah and I is going to take a quick break here. That concludes our broadcast of the Varsity Girls game. Of course, we're going to be back here just in about a minute to get started on a pregame for the boys. So stay right with us here in a minute. We'll get started on the Farmer State Bank pregame for the boys. Thank you, folks, for sticking around. We'll be back here in just a minute.
Welcome back to Backroad Broadcasting's presentation of high school basketball. If you're just joining us, Judd McCormick, Isaiah Dobbins up here in the booth. Welcome to the Farmer State Bank pregame. The Varsity Boys pregame brought to you by Farmer State Bank, celebrating 125 years of banking service in the communities of Westmoreland, on Manhattan, and Onega. If you are looking for a new home, then you need to meet the team at Farmer State Bank. They are there to help you make the move. Make the move today and go to bankwithfarmers.com. NMLS number 403435.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us tonight, you missed a doozy of a finish of the girls' varsity game between the Marysville Bulldogs and the Rock Creek Mustangs. 49-46 on a last-second dagger of a three-point bank shot by Dahlia Fry.
I'm going to give a shout-out to Sports in Kansas, one of their social medias. If that's not on there, or SportsCenter, I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, you're not doing your job if that's not on there.
Yeah,
that's exactly
what
what sports is all about, is that right there, what we saw. So good, hard-fought battle by the Lady Bulldogs, Lady Mustangs. Lady Bulldogs pulling it out again on a last-second three-point bank shot by Dahlia Fry. 5 points in the last 40 seconds, the most important 5 points for the Bulldogs. They pull out a win. So now, with all that excitement past, we got to change gears here, start talking a little bit about the boys' game. And again, it's been a long stretch since we've talked about the boys' game. Rock Creek boys currently sitting 13-1 on the season. They were ranked number 7 in the 4A classification as of January 23rd by the KBCA. As you can see there, McPherson number 1, number 2 is Atchison, Circle 3, Hugoton 4, Fort Scott 5, Abilene 6. The only loss of the Mustangs coming to number 16. And number 8, Eudora, 9, Chanute, number 10, Baldwin. So,
and I said it during the girls' pregame. Look at that, Rock Creek back in the top 10 rankings. And, you know, we saw Clay Center in there at the beginning of the year. Rock Creek was just on the border of making the top 10, but Rock Creek well-deserved at the 7th spot. Could be moved up into the top 5. We'll see how they finish out the season.
Yeah, their one loss coming to that number 6 ranked Abilene Cowboys team clear back on December 5th. That was the second game of the season. Rock Creek was ranked 6th at that point in time. After that loss, they fell out of the rankings. Abilene took over the 6th spot, been there ever since. So when you talk about a team at 13-1, let's talk about how deep 4A boys are this year. You're 13-1. Your only loss is a number 6 team in the state, and you garner a number 7 ranking. That is a lot of good teams ahead of you. Right now, the Mustangs are sitting at number 1 in the East region of Sub-State, but Atchison right behind them. Of course, Atchison also a top 10 team, but it's been a while. We talked about it. Mustangs currently riding an 11-game win streak. The only loss coming to, like we said, Abilene clear back on December 5th. But let's talk about the last couple weeks. You know, it's been 6 straight road games for the Mustangs since you last were here doing the game again by yourself and won the Wabaunsee Chargers. But we talked a little bit about the Burlington tournament back on January 20th.
They won the Burlington tournament back on January 20th, adding a new piece of hardware with 3 wins over Paola, 52-18, Burlington 69-60, and Sabetha 57-48. 3 more road wins at Wamego, 61-32, Rossville 51-47, and Riley County 53-33. After 7 out of 8 games on the road with the start of the 2024 season, the Mustangs are glad to be back at home, looking to finish their last 6 games of the season strong. They will have a tough game later this weekend against St. Mary's Bears, the current ranked number 9 in 3A. Have always looked good last year after a run at the state title. So this can be classified as a trap game. The Mustangs certainly don't want to look ahead to Friday and blast past this Bulldogs team.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely call this a trap game. You got St. Mary's on Friday. You got the Bulldogs. You look at their record. They're sitting right now at 8-8 on the season. May look a little bit past them, but I wouldn't look past this team. They're no strangers to winning. You know, they won the North Central Kansas League 6 times, including just last year. They have more NCKL league titles than any other boys team. Last year they finished 23-3 and were runner-up in the 3A state tournament to, of course, the 3-time state champs Heston Swathers, who again this year is a team to beat, and ranked them once again back in the top 10. Like I said, they're sitting at 8-8 on the season. Been a tougher run this year for the Bulldogs. They did graduate 10 seniors off of last year's team, so they're not calling it a rebuild, but it's kind of a rebuild. You lose 10 seniors off a great runner-up team. They have a little bit to go, but don't overlook the schedule they play. We talked about it with the Marysville Bulldog girls team. You know, they got Abilene twice. They got Clay Center, who's been a good team this year. They've played a really good Rossville team. They played a really good Silver Lake team as well. So, you know, they're currently sitting 6th of 8 in their 3A sub-state. And it's going to be a tough 3A sub-state as well to get out of. Number 1 team in all 3A, Beloit, is sitting there in their sub-state as well as number 9 team 3A, St. Mary's.
Right.
Who will be here on Friday night. So.
And like an old coach told me, this is what separates the good teams from the great teams. If you can go out there and take care of business and put away a team that you should beat, then that makes you a great team. But if you're going to struggle and, you know, lose to a team that you should beat,
yeah,
that's what separates it. And this Rock Creek team is looking to be great. I mean, only loss coming to Abilene, who we saw in the top 5 in that power rankings. So very athletic team, very deep bench for this Rock Creek Mustang team. We'll see how they draw up against the Marysville Bulldogs.
Yeah, they need to keep playing good basketball. They can't look ahead to any other game. They've only got 6 games left to go in the season. You know, Bulldogs have 4 left after tonight. They've struggled at time, but you know, really what it's about is they got to learn to play as a team, you know, not as 5 individuals, because we saw in Abilene. Abilene played as a team. Their fans traveled well. Love them or hate them, Abilene's fans are passionate. They're involved. They're in the game. The team feeds off of it. The coaches feed off of it. Mustangs need to find that kind of intensity as well. You know, if fans get behind them, they could go deep. But again,
it really was, and it's crazy. I've only experienced this a few times in my high school career and then in my college career that a home game felt like a road game. That Abilene fan section, they were loud, they were rowdy, they brought the energy. That's something you want to see from both teams. They did,
and we were even able to make some fans of them ourselves during that game. But yeah, they travel well. They're into it, and they're very intense. Got about a minute and a half left to go here. Let's go ahead and get to the routes to victory.
Routes to victory presented by Max Motors, worth the drive from anywhere.
For the Rock Creek Mustangs, like I said, you got to play team basketball, not 5 individuals. Establish that in and out basketball. Kick it in to Vendeska, get it back out to Burgess, and then finally, you know, find that touch early and often.
For the Bulldogs, find some stability, kind of similar to what the girls were. Control that tempo. Make this Mustang team uncomfortable. Eliminate the second chance opportunities. That means keeping Brady Schneider and Dagan Vendeska off the boards and protect the paint, as well as keeping Brady Schneider and Dagan Vendeska out of the paint. So those are the keys to victory for the Marysville Bulldogs as we are set to go for the introduction to starting lineups. We will be taking a short intermission for the national anthem.
Yeah, national anthem is going to be sung tonight by Lizzie Holler, a senior here at Rock Creek.
What's so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattled, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Great job, Maggie. Thank you. And now, let's meet
Another awesome rendition of the national anthem.
Yeah, they just get better and better.
For the starting lineups, a 6'1 junior, number 1, Will Otot. For the Mustangs, a 6' senior, number 0, Trevor Christensen. For the Bulldogs, a 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Ty Mosier. For the Mustangs, a 6-foot junior, number 3, Coley Burgess. For the Bulldogs, a 6'2" senior, Blake Spicer. For the Mustangs, a 6-foot senior, or 6'3" senior, I should say, number 13, Dagan Vendeska. Got to give him credit there. And for the Bulldogs, a 5'9" sophomore, number 15, Connor Lee. For the Mustangs, a 6'1" junior, number 23, Riker Zeller. For the Bulldogs, a 5'11" junior, number 20, Paxton Vogt. And for the Mustangs, a 6'3" senior, number 24, Brady Schneider. We are all set to go here in Flush, America for the Mustangs versus the Bulldogs. Last time we saw these two teams for the women's matchup, it ended up to be an instant classic with the, I'm going to say, shot of the year.
Thus far, I would agree with you. I think Dahlia Fry would agree with you as well. So hats off to that junior for Marysville Bulldogs. I'm sure that's got to be, that's a core memory right there. That's what that's going to be, absolute core memory. Goosebumps. Mustangs come out on the rough side of that last-second three-pointer, but, hey, it was impressive.
And want to give a shout-out to the Rock Creek High School choir students. They've been just
nailing it.
Excellent job of the national anthem.
Nailing it.
Game. So here we go. We're set for the boys matchup here this evening.
Bulldogs looking to move over 500 on the season, trying to get back on the winning side to try to get to 9-8 with the victory tonight. Mustangs trying to go for 12 straight.
Vendeska drive in for the layup. We're going to have
charge call right off the bat.
Charge call right off the bat, and that is protecting the paint if I've ever seen it for one of the keys of the games for the Bulldogs. And actually blocking foul.
Oh, I saw a charge signal. All right.
And that'll go on Paxton Vogt, his first, team first. Fresh 8 to play here, first quarter. First free throw for Vendeska is good. Mustangs strike first for the first lead change of the game. I'm going to keep track this time.
Keep track this time. You going to call the 0-0 a tie as well?
I'm going to make little chicken scratches here on my little roster for lead changes. So here come the Bulldogs now. Here is Mosier on the wing. Kicks it back up to Lee. Now to Spicer on the drive, guarded by Schneider. Tries to get into Otot. Turnaround jumper for Spicer. No good. Here's Burgess ahead to Vendeska. Vendeska drives in again. This time he will not be denied. Layup is good. 3-0 run for the Mustangs. Here's Lee on the wing, guarded by Zeller. Now gets it over to Mosier. Back to Otot. Otot drives in, kicks it back to Mosier. Mosier corner three. No good. Rebound Schneider ahead to Christensen. He's all alone. Nice pass there. Brady Schneider channeling in his inner Patrick Mahomes, if you will, to find Trevor Christensen for the easy 2. 5-0 run for the Mustangs. Here's Mosier over to Spicer, guarded by Burgess. Now to Vogt, and that'll be Mosier fires a 3. This time he got it. First points on the board for the Bulldogs will be from number 5, Ty Mosier, with the 3-point bomb. Otot will get the offense set up for the Bulldogs. Here's Vogt on the wing. Pass over to Lee. Lee on the drive, guarded by Zeller. Loses the handle. Quick hands for Christensen, knocks it out of bounds. Possession arrow will stay with the Bulldogs. 6:14 remaining here, first quarter. Here's Spicer back out to Lee. Lee on the drive. Back to Spicer. Spicer draws a double team. Now Vogt to Lee. Spicer inside going to work on Schneider. Falling away, fade away. Gets the Farmer State bank shot to go. 5-5.
So Bulldogs showed up early to play. Again, they've had a lot of games in the last couple weeks too. Mustangs a little bit sloppy here early on.
Already one lead change and one tie here early in this contest between the two teams. 5-5 your score. 5:35 remaining here first quarter.
Yeah, Bulldogs here trying to finish out their 5th game in the last 8 days. Again, they've had one practice for the last week and a half.
Here's Otot, drives in, draws a double team, goes up on Christensen. He'll be fouled. Good body control by Will Otot. Head to the line for 2. Foul will go on Christensen, his first, team first.
Yeah, Mustangs want to win tonight's game. They had to keep number 1 in check. Will Otot is the leading scorer, and he is the go-to for the Bulldogs.
Free throw's good. Bulldogs take the lead, 6-5. Otot rattles home the second free throw. Bulldogs up by 2 here early. 5:21 remaining, first quarter. Substitution for the Bulldogs. Number 11, Bryant Simmons, checking in. As well as number 15, or excuse me, Burgess on the drive. Nice move. Can't get the jumper to go. Here's Simmons on the drive. Back out to Spicer. Farmer State bank shot is good there too, Judd.
Hey, if the bank's open, take it. Maybe that's not the right thing to say, but if the bank's open, use it.
Biggest lead of the night for the Bulldogs. Here's Burgess on the drive. Floater won't go. Rebound Otot. Over to Spicer. Now to Lee. Inside to Simmons. Back up at the top of the key, Spicer. Now over to Mosier. Inside Simmons. Tries to hit Otot on the block. Back out to Spicer. Good ball movement by the Bulldogs. Spicer three-pointer won't go. Rebound Vandeska. Pushing the pace. Kicks it over to Christensen just out of the hands. And that'll be another turnover for the Mustangs. We know this team likes to play fast, but sometimes they can get a little out of control. Back-to-back turnovers for the Mustangs. Gavin Rosa, Peter Martini, and David Wilkinson checking in for the Mustangs.
Yeah, control has always been an issue. They play fast, they play quick. They get a little out of control a lot of times and make silly mistakes, unforced turnovers. And, again, that's part of trying to find their groove in the game right now.
Here's Otot guarded by Martini, drives in, draws a double team, kicks it out to Spicer. Back to Otot, goes to work on Martini. Driving left, flips up the floater in. 7-point lead now for the Bulldogs. A nice pass to Rosa. Scoop layup won't go. Rebound Otot.
So Mustangs seen early on the Marysville Bulldogs that there's not going to be an easy out in the North Central Kansas League next year. No matter what the record is, you got to be up and ready to play when that game starts.
Not at all. And in like they say, any given Sunday, but this time any given Tuesday, Bulldogs really controlling the pressure here early. Steal by Burgess. Bodies are on the floor. Control by Otot. Let's see. Burgess, Wilkinson, and Rosa on the floor. Possession arrow will stay with the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
really
good.
Controlling the pace here early.
Good hustle play there by Coley Burgess. Stuck with that, trying to go after that ball.
Paxton Vogt checks in for the Bulldogs. Martini to inbound. He'll get the offense set up for the Mustangs. Martini over to Schneider. Schneider driving to his left, goes up. Layup is good, but we're going to have a charge. Will Lotok getting it done at both ends of the floor. That'll be Schneider's first foul. Well-placed charge there by Otot. I mean, he was set there early. No qualms about the call there.
Yeah, we've talked about in the past, sometimes charge calls are 50-50. I saw that charge coming before the second foot even went off the ground. Otot was in position long before Schneider even thought about going in for the layup.
Simmons, wide open three, buries it. 10-0 run for the Bulldogs. And the largest lead of the game at 10.
This first timeout is going to be brought to you by Shortstop. Offering the convenience that you need at the service you deserve. You'll find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the doors at Shortstop. Always has daily food and drink specials, the highest quality fuel at each of their 17 locations throughout Kansas, including Clay Center, Wamego, Manhattan, Westmoreland. No matter where you're going or how long it takes to get there, you're always going to have time for Shortstop.
This is also brought to you by Faith Furniture, serving the Manhattan and the surrounding area since 1952. Faith Furniture takes pride in the value, selection, knowledge, and family experience to share with all their customers. If you're looking for a full arrangement of great-looking furniture for your living room, dining room, bedroom, and office, or just looking for the perfect accent to tie the room together, Faith Furniture has what you're looking for. When it comes to buying new furniture, you got to have faith. Mustangs looking for a little faith here as they dig themselves out of this 10-point deficit here late first quarter.
Yeah, the Bulldogs showed up ready for tonight's game. Mustangs caught back on their heels just a little bit. It's going to be a heavyweight championship match. It's probably going to go 15 rounds, but right now the first couple belong to the Bulldogs.
2:20 remaining here, first quarter. Bulldogs lead by 10. Here's Burgess directing traffic, 2-3 zone now. Switch to man matchup for the Bulldogs. Here's Burgess, guarded by Otot. Burgess inside to Martini. Flare screen for Burgess. Drives in. Goes up with the layup. Can't get the end. One opportunity ahead to the line for two. Dagan Medeska getting ready to check in for the Mustangs. That'll go on number 5 of the Bulldogs, Ty Mosier, his first, team second. First free throw for Burgess is good. Trims the lead down to 9 for the Mustangs. Dagan Medeska checks back in for the Mustangs. Both free throws good for Coley Burgess. 8-point lead now for the Bulldogs. That defensive pressure for the Mustangs pays off. Stolen by Rosa, now stolen by Otot. They have numbers 3-on-2 break. Nice pass inside to number 20, Paxton Vogt. Lead back up to 10 for the Bulldogs. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Will Otot's probably a dual sport athlete.
Yeah, dual sport athlete. He's really good at all the sports he plays. He is a high caliber player. Like I said, Mustangs are going to have to stop number 1 tonight if they want a chance to win this game. Will Otot's going to do everything he can to make sure the Bulldogs have an opportunity at this at the end.
Burgess three-pointer won't go. Rebound, Spicer. Mustangs just look out of sync offensively here.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when we watch them play and they look a little out of sync and a little sloppy, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I think they've kind of taken the game for granted maybe a little bit. I think they overlooked the Bulldogs a little bit here to start with. They need to make sure it doesn't get too far out of hand before they can kind of regroup and get back into this game. I know they could chip into it so early on. It's only a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs, but Bulldogs came out ready. Mustangs weren't quite.
Spin move by Otot. Layup won't go. Gets his own rebound. Gets the second chance bucket. Now the biggest lead of the Bulldogs at 12. Burgess drives in, pulls back. Nice pass inside to Venduska. Venduska draws the foul. Brady Schneider checking back in for the Mustangs. .5 seconds remaining. Burgess to inbound on the baseline. Pass inside to Vendeska. Back to Burgess. He'll fire another three. Won't go. Rebound Schneider. Goes back up. Won't get it. Rebound will go to Paxton Vogt. And the Bulldogs will hold for the last shot of the first quarter. Here's Otot, top of the key. 5 seconds remaining. Driving to his right. They're going to get Wilkinson with the foul. Quick substitution for Christensen as well as Zeller. For the Bulldogs, it'll be number 5, Ty Mosier. Plenty of time left for a last-second shot for the Bulldogs. It'll be their ball on the near sideline. Spicer to inbound. Gets Simmons, 2 seconds. He's going to have to fire 3 well short. And after 1 quarter to play, your score 19-7, 12-point lead for the Bulldogs.
All right, we're going to get into our first Bandit brain teaser here for the boys' game. We talked about it with the girls. We'll say it here with the boys. What is the Kansas High School boys team record for most state tournament wins? Is it A, 72, B, 87, C, 101, or D, 127? Again, that is what is the Kansas High School boys team record for most state tournament wins? 72, 87, 101, 127. Let us know online. We're going to go into a Farmer State Bank.
Say I'm not for sure the exact number, but I think I know the team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Farmer State Bank is going to be celebrating 125 years of banking service in the communities of Westmoreland, Manhattan, Onega. If you are or you have a student looking for financial independence and want to get rewarded for good grades, open up a Books and Bucks checking account with Farmer State Bank today. You can receive a $10 Amazon gift card for opening an account plus $25 cash each semester with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. Learn more, visit any of their 3 locations or visit them online at bankwithfarmers.com. Farmer State Bank, member FDIC, and your equal housing lender.
So 19-7 your score, 12-point lead for the Bulldogs. Fresh 8 on the clock. Here is Spicer over to Lee. Now Mosier. Spicer top of the key over to Lee. Lee guarded tightly by Zeller. Back to Spicer. Over to Simmons, guarded by Vendeska. Bulldogs taking their time with this possession here. And a little bit of a miscue as Lee will throw it away. Turnover for the Bulldogs.
See if the Mustangs can take advantage, start chipping into this a little bit. 19 points in the first quarter for the Bulldogs. Pretty impressive average to start this game. Mustangs don't want to get into a shootout with them at this point in time, but need to start playing one possession at a time, make it count.
Coley Burgess fires a 3. Can't get it to go. Struggles continue from deep for the Mustangs. Coley Burgess 0 for 3. Here's Otok guarded by Christensen. Dumps it to Lee in the corner. Now back up at the top of the wing. Spicer guarded by Schneider. Back to Lee. Now Spicer. Well defended by Schneider. Dives on the ground. Spicer has possession. We're going to have another jump ball. Possession arrow will go to the Mustangs. So Mustangs turned up the defensive pressure here early second quarter. They still trail by 12.
Yeah, and they can't get it all back in one shot, so it's okay to move the ball around if you're on the Mustang side. Work it in and out. If you get a point in the paint, take it. You're not going to, one three-pointer doesn't get them back in the game.
Here's Zeller, guarded by Mosier. Now to Christensen, guarded by Spicer, driving in, stops, back out to Zeller. Zeller draws a double team inside to Vendeska. Power dribble, hook shot won't go. Rebound, Simmons. Another big key to the game was limiting the second chance buckets for the Bulldogs. And they're just doing just that. Steal by Christensen, corralled by Otot. And we're gonna have a foul. That'll leave Bryant Simmons to inbounds. Spicer guarded by Schneider. It's Otot on the back door, nice catch. Left-handed layup will go. And one opportunity for Will Otot. Makes it a 14-point lead and the largest lead of the game for the Bulldogs.
That's going to be Trevor Christensen's third foul. Coach, at this point in time, you make that decision. You're just going to let him ride it out or take him out.
And we're going to have a travel on the Bulldogs. Would like to see Coach Smith take a timeout here, kind of stop the bleeding, because Marysville did have that momentum coming out of the first quarter, and they've grown it. I mean, they were up to a 14-point lead here about halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, a timeout would probably be good. He's got to get his team regrouped. Right now, they're just completely out of sync. They're not playing as a team, and they're wanting to blame everything that's happening on the floor and anybody other than themselves right now. But
Otot drives in, draws a triple team, finds Simmons. Simmons, nice pass inside to Spicer. Spicer draws a triple team now. Stolen by Burgess. Here goes Burgess now, ahead to Vendeska. Back out to Schneider, top of the key three-pointer, got it. Trims the lead down to 11 and halts the run of the Bulldogs. They're gonna get Christensen with, I believe, his fourth foul there. So we'll probably see Trevor Christensen take a seat here as Martini checks in for him. And you think that, watching this game early on, that the Bulldogs might have done their homework a little bit, saw what Abilene did to beat the Mustangs at home, and are really controlling the pace here.
Not only controlling the pace, but they've got them frustrated. They're under the Mustangs' skin. The Mustangs are aggravated. They're frustrated by multiple things that's happening. But yeah, I mean, they play Abilene twice a year. They probably know what Abilene does and how Abilene plays. But yeah, I think they've taken a little bit of a playbook from Abilene here. But again, I tried to say before the game, it could be a trap game. Mustangs could have been overlooking just a little bit.
As Schneider draws the charge there. New face for the Bulldogs. That'll be number 32, Rhett Wurtenberger. I have to think that the women's coach, Ben Wurtenberger, his father's a little happy about his win. I know we touched on it earlier, but man, what a classic here. Here's Schneider. Give and go to Vendeska. Euro step layup, got it. Nice move inside by Vendeska. Mustangs coming out with full court pressure now off the quick score from Vendeska. 9-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Gamble of a steal there from Zeller, doesn't come away with it. Here's Wurtenberger. Lee, corner three, won't go. Rebound Schneider. Now to Burgess. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Getting ready to check in for the Bulldogs. Blake Spicer, floater for Schneider, won't go. Looking for a foul. 4 minutes to play.
You know, the one thing the Mustangs probably have over Marysville right now is depth on the bench. He can run players out there, run them ragged, make them go hard, be aggressive, play everything they've got, leave nothing out there. Try to wear the Bulldogs down. It's really your only chance of getting back into this right now, because right now you're getting outplayed by the Bulldogs.
Good ball movement here by the Bulldogs. Here's Otot going to work on Martini. Pull back. Thought about the jumper, loses it. That was Simmons. Lee on the drive. Puts it on the floor. And we're going to have a foul. That'll send number 15, Connor Lee, to the line for two. We'll see who this foul is on. I believe it's going to go on Brady Schneider. Or, excuse me, Riker Zeller, his first, team fourth. First free throw for Lee is good. Connor Spicer checking back in for Blake Spicer checking back in for the Bulldogs. 3:27 to play, second quarter. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Here's Rosa. Over to Schneider. It's Venduska. Venduska now to Martini. And we're going to have officials timeout for blood on the jersey. David Wilkinson will check in for Schneider. Everybody was wondering last night what the magical solution was for the blood on the jersey. Good old hydrogen peroxide does wonders.
Hydrogen peroxide, apparently, yeah. It was like OxyClean the way they were spraying it on McNair's jersey, and it was just disappearing.
3 minutes to play. Here's Rosa. Entry pass to Wilkinson. Wilkins on the drive, back to Martini. Corner three, long. Rebound will go to Blake Spicer. Otok controls the pace, gets the offense set up for the Bulldogs. Mosier on the drive. Draws the double team, kicks it back out to Wurtenberger. Back out to Spicer. Now over to Otok, guarded by Martini. 2:35 remaining. Otok pulls out, drives in, kicks it out to Wurtenberger. He'll fire a three. Won't go. Kept alive. Otok rebound, power dribble. Layup is good. 13-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Here's Wilkins. It's Martini. Now back out to Burgess. He'll fire a three. Won't go. Three-point woes continue for the Mustangs. Under 2 minutes to play. Here's Wurtenberger. Now over to Lee. Lee guarded by Rosa. Now to Spicer. Top of the key, directing traffic. Wurtenberger, deep three. Won't go. Rebound Rosa. Minute 30 to play. Here's Burgess. 3-on-2 break for the Mustangs. Burgess drives in, kicks it to Wilkins. Layup's good. David Wilkinson on the transition bucket off the assist from Coley Burgess. Wilkinson playing free safety, knocks Mosier to the floor. He'll pick up the foul. That'll be his second. So multiple players here for the Mustangs with 2 fouls early. Venduska with 2, Martini with 2, and now Wilkinson with 2.
Yeah, and don't forget Christensen with 4. May not see him again until the 4th.
First free throw for Mosier won't fall. 11-point lead for the Bulldogs.
Minute 10 left to go here in the second quarter. 25-14 Bulldogs. Mosier making that second free throw, extending that lead to 12.
Here's Zeller, minute to play. Going to work on Simmons. Now over to Coley Burgess, guarded by Otot. Otot done a good job on Burgess defensively. Nice crossover by Venduska, drives in. Another jump ball. Well defended by the Bulldogs.
See if the Bulldogs try to hold the last 55 seconds here. Get that last shot. Got a 12-point lead. Mustang defense has ratcheted up. It's only given up 7 so far. A steal there by Rosa.
Floater will go. 10-point lead now for the Bulldogs. 45 seconds remaining. Pass ahead to Mosier. Mosier, dangerous spot to pick up the basketball. Gets it to Spicer. Spicer inside to Simmons, loses the handle. Simmons goes up. He'll be fouled. That'll send number 11, Bryant Simmons, to the line for 2. That foul will be on Vendeska, his first. Team 5th. Simmons' first free throw hits back iron, no good.
Yeah, I know it's only a 10-point lead. I'm sure the Bulldog fans wish it was more than that, but as the Mustang fans, it probably feels like it's more than that. The way the tempo of this game has gone more the Bulldog way.
It really has, as Bryant gets the second free throw to go. But, I mean, aside from points in transition, Mustangs have really struggled offensively. It's the defensive pressure of the Bulldogs. They're really isolating the wings and making it trouble for interior passes for the Mustangs. Vendeska drives in. Might have got away with the travel there. We're going to have a foul on the floor.
Yeah, I think the foul may have bailed him out on that.
But, you know, we see that the Mustangs on the offense kind of do that pick and roll dribble drive to really set up inside looks, but the exterior pressure of the Bulldog defense really taking that away. Here's Burgess, pull up mid-range, won't go. Rebound, nice hustle by Wurtenberger. 10 seconds remaining. Gets it to Otot. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Ahead, Lee, back to Wurtenberger, fires a three. Got it! Back to tie their biggest lead of the game at 14. And before we go to our halftime break, we will get you the answer to that Bandit brain teaser.
Yeah, what is the Kansas High School boys team record for most state tournament wins? Was it 72, 87, 101, 127? That answer is 127. Wyandotte Bulldogs with 127 wins in state tournament play. Before we take our break in action, let's go ahead and get in Little Apple Quality Homes. Little Apple Quality Homes is your source for manufactured, modular, and mobile homes. Little Apple Quality Homes is a leader in manufactured homes in Kansas, locally owned and operated in Manhattan with a combined 54 years in the business. They're dedicated professionals that are ready to assist you with you and your new home. Little Apple Quality Home carries Skyline, Schultz, and Clayton Homes, some of the best built and most respected names in the industry. Visit Little Apple Quality Homes today at littleapplequalityhomes.com. We're going to take a short break here. Catch our breath, get back into the action here. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll recap that first half and probably bring you maybe the second Bandit brain teaser at the pace of this game. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few.
Welcome back to Back Road Broadcasting's presentation of high school basketball. Isaiah Dobbins, Judd McCormick here in Flush, America at the Rock. The Bulldogs with the statement first half as they lead by 14 here at halftime.
Yeah, 30-16 right now at halftime. Bulldogs came out ready to play. Basically, Otot leading the way, 10 points, followed by Spicer with 5. Mosier and Siemens both with 4. Wurtenberger with 3. Mustangs having a poor night. Shooting really nowhere to go. Vendeska with 5. Schneider with 3. And then you got Wilkinson, Rosa, Burgess, and Christensen all with 2. Right now, Mustangs 1 for 6 behind the arc. Only 6 for 18 overall. So struggle a little bit early on for the Mustangs. We talked about it before the game. There's no easy outs in the North Central Kansas League. I thought the Bulldogs would be showing up ready to play. I thought it was kind of a trap game. Right now, they've just been outplaying the Mustangs early on, out hustling them. And really, at one point in time, Mustangs were down by 10, but it felt more like 15 or 20. But yeah, three-pointer there to end the half by Wurtenberger, putting them up by 14. Mustangs going to have to find an answer. And again, we talk about playing as a team. Right now, I see 5 individuals out there not really playing as a team, and what we've seen is great ball movement on the other side. We kind of talked about it at the break. It's like the Bulldogs kind of took a page out of the Abilene Cowboys playbook. They came out, high pressure, sped the Mustangs up, forced them into kind of a lot of unforced turnovers, and then really kind of controlled the boards. Didn't let the Mustangs have very many second chance opportunities, but when you're throwing up shots from 20 feet away, it's easy to seal off everybody underneath to get the board.
And how do you contain a wild Mustang? What the Bulldogs are doing right now. I mean, if you think about it in terms of, like, from a Cowboys perspective, what the Abilene Cowboys were able to do, they were able to corral the Mustangs, and really they're limiting how the Mustangs get their points, which is defensive pressure. They're really slowing down, having long, methodical drives on the offensive end. And as far as defensive, they're doing a really good job of getting back and limiting the second chance buckets of the Mustangs.
Yeah, they're not looking like a team right now that's played so many games in the last 7-8 days. They just played last night in Centralia and struggled in that game. So hats off to them. They're shade up, ready to play. Mustangs, maybe not so much, but we'll see. It's a 14-point deficit. Mustangs can ratchet up their defense. They're getting the turnovers. They're just not able to convert on it. So see if they can keep their defense going. Again, we talk about one-possession game. They got to play one-possession game the rest of the day, really. I mean, you got to get the stop on one end. You got to convert on the other end. You can't have empty trips right now because it's going to take the better part of probably a quarter and a half just to get back to a tie position.
And we'll see how they battle adversity. We saw it earlier on in the season in their second home game against the Cowboys. They were able to battle back, but ultimately fell short. So we'll see what Coach Justin Smith has drawn up at halftime.
Before we get started with the second half, we're going to get into our second Bandit Brain Teaser just in case we don't get an opportunity to do it, and because I'm thinking about it. So we talked about it with the girls, but with the boys, what is the widest margin of victory a Kansas high school boys team has ever had over an opponent? Ready for those big numbers again. A, 101, B, 127, C, 155, or D, 162. If you know the answer, or think you know the answer, go ahead and leave a comment on Facebook Live or our YouTube comment section.
So here we go. Fresh 8 to play here, third quarter. Bulldogs lead by 5. That'll be Will Otot, Blake Spicer, Bryant Simmons, Ty Mosier, and Connor Lee on the floor for the Bulldogs. For the Mustangs, it'll be Gavin Rosa, Coley Burgess, Riker Zeller, Brady Schneider, and Dagan Vendeska. 4 costly fouls for Trevor Christensen. Here's Burgess, pump fakes, drives in, kicks it out to Rosa. Rosa fires a 3, won't go. And we're going to have a foul, this time on Schneider with the push. That'll be his second, team first of the half. Bulldog basketball on the baseline. Here's the pressure from the Mustangs. Simmons splits the double team. They get Burgess with the foul. Burgess's first, team second. 7:33 to play. Ooh, backside was open for Ty Mosier.
It absolutely was open, and he was pointing. It was like a quarterback telling him to go.
And they got it to the sweet spot there. They had a cutting man on the backside, well defended by Rosa. Come away with the steal. Schneider spins in, drives. High arcing layup won't go. The Bulldogs have numbers here. Simmons on the drive, and they'll give it to Spicer to set up the offense for the Bulldogs. Here's Lee. Going to work on Burgess, drives in, back out to Spicer, over to Simmons in the corner. Now to Otot. Otot guarded by Zeller. Well defended by Zeller. Otot on the drive, gets the strong bucket to go. Well defended there by Riker Zeller, but better offense from Will Otot. And we're going to have a foul at the other end, committed on Venduska as he drives in for the layup. That'll go on number 11 of the Bulldogs, Bryant Simmons, his first, team first. 6:40 remaining.
I think Otot almost lost control of the ball going up, kind of bounced off his face, still got it back, managed to go up and get the bucket.
Biggest lead of the game for the Bulldogs. First free throw for Venduska, way short. 16-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Second free throw won't go. Rebound, Otot. Otot pushing the pressure now, driving to his left. Draws the double team. Skip pass over to Simmons, stolen by Venduska. 2-on-2 break. And Venduska throws it away, intended for Schneider.
See, their defense gives them the opportunity to get back in the game, and then poor decisions gets that opportunity away. We've seen it happen multiple times. They pick up the steal on one end only to turn around and turn it over. So they're not even converting on the turnovers they're getting.
Here's Mosier. Splits the double team now over to Simmons. Simmons drives in to Spicer. Spicer guarded by Venduska. And last touch by the Mustangs. It'll be Bulldog basketball.
So right there is a prime example. Rock Creek was the first one on the ball, but Bulldogs didn't give up on it. And so they're just expecting things to go their way, and right now they're getting out-hustled to the ball. They're getting out-broke to every plane there is. On these loose balls, those zero opportunities, they're not getting them.
Here's Lee, guarded by Burgess. Drives in. He'll have it blocked by Schneider. Possession arrow will stay with the Bulldogs. And what we kind of saw late in that first quarter, or first half, excuse me, for the Bulldogs, was just they were really getting the most out of their possessions. Tough shot by Spicer. And if they could lead by 16 and not score again, and we end with a 32-16 ball game, the Bulldogs will take that.
Absolutely, they would.
With a foul on the floor. The Mustang basketball on the far sideline. That foul going on number 11, Bryant Simmons, his second.
You know, at what point in time for the Bulldogs do you slow down and take your opportunity and milk some time off the clock? Granted, it's not a huge lead, 16 points, but again, Mustangs aren't doing anything to help chip in the lead, so no point in helping them out.
Nice pass ahead to Lee. He gets the transition bucket off the assist from Otot. Biggest lead of the game now for the Bulldogs at 18. And Mustangs need a little bit of urgency on the offensive end without being too careless with the basketball. Nice rebound by Schneider. Can't get the second chance bucket to go. Tie up for the basketball. Possession arrow will stay with the Mustangs. Mustangs going to the three-point well, but that well is dried up for them here. I believe only converting on one of their attempts. Bodies on the floor again. We're having a jump ball. The possession arrow will go to the Bulldogs.
So again, you got an inbounds play right underneath the basket. Looked like Burgess maybe let Schneider just a little bit too much, just out of his fingertips there. End up ending another turnover for the Mustangs. You know, they're not quitting in the game. They're still trying to work hard, but now it's one of those things where you try so hard, you basically overcompensate, and mistakes just kind of snowball on you, and it's kind of hard to come back from that sometimes. But
they do, yeah, indeed. And with an 18-point lead for the Bulldogs, they're really controlling the tempo, like we said in the pregame. And one of the things that you would need to do if you're the Mustangs here is dial up the defensive pressure and really dig into that playbook and get your shot on the offensive end. Wurtenberger fire corner three, won't go. Rebound will go to Rosa. He'll be fouled. That'll go on Ty Mosier of the Bulldogs, his second, team third.
Yeah, the Mustangs right now, they need to keep their heads about them. You know, they can't get frustrated. They can't get chippy. They can't start doing little ticky-tack things. So just stay cool, stay calm and collective. Again, work the offense, get your shot. Your defense is doing a job it's supposed to. You're just not converting on the offensive end.
Here's Vendeska on the drive. Floater won't go. Rebound Burgess. Has it knocked away. Possession arrow will stay with the Mustangs. And really, Mustangs kind of need to go back to basics here on the offensive end. I know in the end of the day, the three-pointer is worth more than the two-pointer, but we haven't really seen Mustangs get looks at the paint.
Well, there's like a lid on the basket right now, too. I mean, that was a ball that was halfway down, rattles back out. There's several of them that's been in and around.
We have a hold underneath.
You got to think at some point in time, though, eventually these shots got to start dropping. They can't shoot 20% the entire game.
Here's Burgess guarded by Otot. Pulls back. Nice pass inside to Vendeska. Vendeska draws a double team out to McCarn. Nice pass backside to Martini. Layup's good. Those are the possessions that the Mustangs will need on the offensive end. 2-on-1 break now. Lee guarded by McCarn. Throws up the floater, goes in. Connor Lee with the bucket.
You know, and sometimes we've seen 2 or 3 really good defensive stands by the Mustangs, and the shots have just fallen for the Bulldogs. Sometimes a night's just somebody's night, and it's not your night. Right now, through 2.5 periods, it's been the Bulldogs' night. No matter what they've done, it's gone right. No matter what the Mustangs tried, it's gone wrong.
Nice pass inside to Vendeska. Power dribble. And they're going to give Vendeska with the charge. That's one of those head scratchers for me. Vendeska already established post position. Power dribble may have dropped shoulder a little too low, but.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that was probably should have been a no call, because when the contact, the Bulldog was already falling backwards, I thought. So I probably angered both sides by not blowing my whistle, and that's a compromise.
Wurtenberger fires a three, got it.
Get the idea that Wurtenberger's a three-point specialist out there?
Well, not only that, but they have those three-pointers have come at the right time.
Yep.
Now biggest lead of the game for the Bulldogs. Martini fires a three of his own, won't go. Long rebound for Vendeska. Into McCarn. McCarn draws a double team. Back out to Burgess. Burgess drives left, spins right. In the lane, back to Martini. He'll try another three-pointer. This time hits it. 18-point lead now for the Bulldogs.
Mustangs got nobody deep. They need to be careful.
Spicer draws a double team, calls a timeout. So Bulldogs led at 21 at 1 point, largest lead of the game, and lead back down to 18 for the Mustangs.
That timeout's going to be brought to you by Little Apple Quality Homes.
Little Apple Quality Homes is your source for manufactured, modular, and mobile homes. Little Apple Quality Homes is a leader in manufactured homes in Kansas, locally owned and operated in Manhattan. With a combined 54 years in the business, they are dedicated professionals that are ready to assist you with your new home. Little Apple Quality Homes carry Skyline, Schultz, and Clayton Homes, and some of the best builds and most respected names in the industry. Visit Little Apple Quality Homes today at littleapplequalityhomes.com.
Faith Furniture, serving in Manhattan and surrounding area since 1952. Faith Furniture takes pride in the value, selection, knowledge, and a family experience to share with all of their customers. If you're looking for a full arrangement of great-looking furniture for your living room, dining room, bedroom, or office, or just looking for that perfect accent piece that really ties the room together, Faith Furniture has what you're looking for. When it comes to buying new furniture, you've got to have faith.
Mustangs will need a little bit of faith to wheel themselves back into this one, down to 18, late third quarter.
I've seen it happen. I've been part of a game where we're down by 15 halfway through the third and won by 10. And eventually those shots started dropping for us too.
And this is a very doable lead to come back from for the Mustangs. We've seen them score upwards of 60 points a game. I mean, I think that was their lowest scoring first quarter with only 7. So Otot, Sahil stepped out on the sideline. That'll be a turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so what the Mustangs want to try to do is really turn the tables on the Bulldogs. They want to speed them up now.
Here's Schneider on the drive, loses the handle, pump fakes, goes up. They're gonna get Schneider with the travel. Couldn't really see his foot placement. He was guarded by 2 people in the paint. In order to back up the call by the official, here's Otot now driving, splitting the double team, driving left corner, loses the handle. Wilkinson comes up with the steal. Wilkinson driving in, loses his handle, and stolen by Spicer. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Simmons over to Mosier. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound Martini. 2-on-2 break. Martini off the pass. I would say it would be kicked by Otot. Riker Zeller checking back in, as well as Gavin Rosa for the Mustangs. Minute 50 remaining here, third quarter.
You know, I like the idea of what Wilkins was trying to do, but it was a 1-on-3 or 1-on-4 at that point in time. Just go ahead and pull it back out again. Every possession counts right now for the Mustangs.
Nice pass inside to Schneider. Gets the end, 1 bucket to go. Schneider can't get the on-1 opportunity. Rebound Spicer. Minute 45 remaining here, third quarter. Otot finds Simmons. Now over to Spicer, guarded by Burgess. Otot guarded closely by Zeller. They're going to get Zeller with the hold. That'll be his second foul. Spicer inbound on the sideline.
Minute 30 left to go here in the third. Mustangs back within 16, 39-23.
Here's Lee on the wing, guarded by Zeller. Here's Spicer, draws a double team, hits Lee. Nice pass inside to Simmons. Draws a double team. We're going to have a jump ball between him and McCarn. Possession arrow will go to the Mustangs. 1:14 remaining here, third quarter. There's Burgess on the pass to Schneider, over to Zeller. Zeller on the pass to McCarn, back to Zeller. Now over to Burgess. Burgess guarded by Otot. Now over to Rosa. And they're going to get Wurtenberger with the reach. Refs calling it tightly contested.
Yeah, they're not wanting to get this one out of control. They want to stay control of this one.
No contact. So they'll send Rosa to the line for 2. First free throw for Rosa's good. 15-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Venduska checking back in. Second free throw for Rosa won't go. Rebound will go to Lee. Lee had Simmons deep. Gives it to him in the corner. Draws the double team between Rosa and Burgess. Has it taken away by Burgess. Ahead to Zeller. Zeller can't get the layup to go. Rebound Otot. 30 seconds remaining. 2-on-2 break. What a move by Otot. Almost had the and one opportunity. I'll send him to the line for 2. 27.3 seconds remaining.
Number 2.
Otot's first free throw won't fall. That foul will go on Rosa, his first, team 5th. Peter Martini checking back in for the Mustangs. Otot's second free throw is good. 16-point lead now for the Bulldogs. .20 seconds remaining. Here's Burgess, guarded by Otot.
You got 5 timeouts. I think you go ahead and take one right here and draw up a play with about 6 seconds left to go. Make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. He's going to end up.
Have a block on number 14. That's Blake Spicer. Right call there by the official. Send Gavin Rosa to the line for 2. First free throw is good for Rosa. 15-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Ten seconds remaining. Bulldogs can get a last-second attempt here.
Yeah, high pressure, no foul.
Stolen. Nice pass inside to Vendeska. Layup's good. 12-point lead now for the Bulldogs. Mustangs battling back. It's the lowest lead since the first lead of the Bulldogs, which was at 5 all the way in the first quarter. Mustangs trim it down to 12. Biggest lead was 21.
This break in the action is going to be brought to you by Shortstop.
Offering the convenience that you need and the service you deserve. Find a friendly employee ready to serve you every time you walk through the door. Shortstop always has daily food and drink specials with the highest quality fuel at each of their 17 locations throughout Kansas, including Clay Center, Walmego, Manhattan, and Westmoreland. No matter where you're going or how long it takes you to get there, you'll always have time for a short stop.
Let's go ahead and get to the answer second bandit brain teaser. What was the widest margin of victory in a Kansas high school boys team has ever had over an opponent? 101, 127, 155, or 162? 155. Happened in 1962 with the Cassaday High Longhorns beat the Burns High Bulldogs 179-24. If you recall, that was also the record for the most points scored in a game back earlier this season was the Cassaday High Longhorns.
162. Wow.
Yeah, 179-24.
And shouts out to the Mustang Rewind. You can find that podcast on Spotify for weekly recap and events in the What's What at the Rock, hosted by Rock Creek's journalism student Ashanti Gibbs. Mustang Rewind streaming on Spotify. We're going to have a foul on the floor. That'll go on Riker Zeller, his third, team first of the quarter. So for the Bulldogs, a 12-point lead up to 21 at one point. I believe they're just going to kind of look to play keep away from the Mustangs and kind of draw out these offensive possessions. Another foul on the floor, this time on Vendeska, his third, team second.
Yeah, defense might be hard to play in this fourth quarter. It looks like the calls gotten a little bit closer.
Nice finish by Otot.
I think that was a good no call there.
And one of the things we haven't really seen from the Bulldogs other than Wurtenberger outside, and one from Simmons. Nice take by Zeller for the and one opportunity. But what I was getting ready to say there, Judd, is maybe the Mustangs could afford to go to a little zone look here and a little bit of an extended zone. Make the Bulldogs shoot from outside. We've only seen a handful of attempts from them here. Zeller and one opportunity is good. We're going to have a tie-up between Schneider and Otot under the basket.
Yeah, I mean, a zone wouldn't be a bad thing, especially why, you know, number 32, Wurtenberger for the Bulldogs is on the bench. He's got two of their, you know, he's got half their three-pointers. They don't take a lot of three-pointers, but when they have, it's been daggers.
Yeah.
For the Mustangs. But, yeah, you know, I always like to kind of mix it up, too. Shoot back and forth between a 2-3 zone, a 1-3-1 zone.
I was just getting ready to.
Don't let them get comfortable with seeing one look at you on defense.
Otot splits the pressure. Kicks it over to Mosier. Inside to Simmons. Back outside Price. Now over to Spicer. Back to Otot. He'll get the offense set up. Otot now guarded by Venduska. There's going to be a trap on that sideline. It'll be a jump ball.
I'm not going to lie, at one point in time, I couldn't tell what kind of defense they were playing because it looked like little kids heard soccer because all four kids were chasing the ball around.
So 11-point lead now for the Bulldogs. 7 minutes remaining here, fourth quarter.
You can feel on this side of the court the anxiety starting to build amongst the Bulldog fans. They see it chipping away and chipping away. This drops right here. It's going to be electric.
Zeller's three won't go. Rebound will go to Mosier of the Bulldogs. Otot draws a double team. Gets it over to Mosier. Now to Spicer. Spicer back over to Mosier. Simmons. Pump fakes, drives in, back out to Spicer. Guarded by Burgess. Now over to Otot, guarded by Venduska. Otot drives in, nice spin move inside. Pump fakes, goes up, throws it up, and it goes in. The Bulldogs making the most of their possessions inside the paint. And we're going to have a hold call on the Mustangs. That'll be his third, team third. Yeah, I want to keep the Bulldogs out of the paint here. All of their, I say, last 6 to 8 points that have been big ones, you know. If there was a shot clock in basketball, it'd be down to the last 5, 4, 3 seconds, and they're getting a good look inside and converting.
Yeah, and that's something we haven't talked about that's going to be run on a trial next season. Is going to be a shot clock, and I think it's going to be a 45-second shot clock. I don't think there's a lot of possessions that take that, but, again, it's going to be a trial. We've talked about it. I think it's going to be tough for smaller schools to do. Find additional people that know how the shot clock works, the technology and the cost. But coaches weren't all for it. It was about a 50-50 split on those that wanted it and those that did not. So we'll see.
Wurtenberger fires a three, won't go. Rebound Mosier. Back to Spicer, back to Wurtenberger. Wurtenberger drives to his right, going to work on Burgess. Back to Spicer, 5:30 remaining here, fourth quarter. Wurtenberger on the drive. Has it stolen by Venduska. Venduska spins. Nice shovel pass inside to Christensen. Can't get the layup to go. And they're going to say Christensen stepped out of bounds. Justin Smith not happy about the call. I wasn't really watching the foot placement of Christensen to see if he was in bounds or not.
I actually thought he was in bounds, but I think they tried to say that he had that established himself fully back in bounds. That was a judgment call. He wasn't the first player to touch the ball after the shot, so.
Yeah, blocking foul on the Mustangs. I'll go on Riker Zella. Here's fourth. And we're seeing some of the frustration set in from the Mustangs as we saw earlier on in this game.
Well, and I will say it's been a little inconsistent from the calls that are being out there. Some of the plays are really hard and they let it go, and then other times you barely touch somebody. It gets frustrating as both players. I wouldn't say it's one side or another. It's just inconsistent tonight.
Wurtenberger, another 3. Lead back up to 16 now for the Bulldogs. 4:50 remaining. Nice move inside by Christensen. We have a foul on the floor.
Foul number 32 for the Bulldogs, Rex Wurtenberger, his second. The Mustangs will go down the road. The Bulldogs will go past the vote.
Pass inside to Christensen. Has it poked away. Bodies are on the floor. We'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and really down to 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Really all the Bulldogs have to do is not turn the ball over. Get it across the timeline, take your time, set up, run your play. Don't let the Mustangs speed you up. I think you're going to be good. Mustangs are going to have to do everything they can to go after every loose ball there is.
Here's Spicer. We're going to have Meduska down.
Yeah, it looked like an incidental contact, going 2 different directions. I think he got a shoulder into the head. Inconvenient, but it's part of playing a physical game.
4:30 remaining. 47-31 your score. Otot draws a double team between Christensen and Martini. Pass over to Simmons. Inside to Spicer. Has Mosier wide open in the corner. And be a turnover for the Bulldogs. 4:11 to go.
Yeah, so Mustangs need quick shots now. I think you take what's given. Normally I would say not go for threes, but you're down by 16. You need a few here or there. They have not had great shooting beyond the arc, but one thing's for sure, they can't dribble around and clear out by the timeline. They need to set up a play, run the play, get their shot off and get it done. And right now, this isn't going to get it done.
Here's Rosa on the drive. Loses the handle. Possession arrow will go to the Bulldogs. .354 remaining, 47-31 your score.
I don't know if the Mustangs are trying to bait the Bulldogs into throwing deep. They want to every time, and I think they have it every time, but we'll see what kind of closing gap our safeties have.
Pass to Wurtenberger. Stepped out on the sideline there, no call. Rosa drives in, out to Zeller, three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Rebound kept alive by Schneider. Pass inside to Martini. And they say it is last touch by the Mustangs. 3:32 remaining here, fourth quarter.
Yeah, one of those nights for the Mustangs. No matter how hard they try, things just can't seem to go their way.
Mustangs will get possession back.
And hats off to the Bulldogs. I mean, they've made the shots and they've made two. They've handled the pressure they've had to. They've had a lot of turnovers, but they've weathered the storm. And ODOT seems to, no matter how many people are guarding them, seems to find the open guy, whether he's double or triple team. So obviously, I think you want to keep the ball in number one's hands as much as you can for the Bulldogs.
Right. And when the Bulldogs needed a score, they've gotten it. I mean, Mustangs got the lead down to 11 at one point. Then Wurtenberger comes down and hits another three-point bomb. Lead goes back down to 11 again. And then Otot, four people guarding him in lane, flips up a floater, goes in. So when they've needed a clutch bucket, they've had it and kind of just sucking the momentum away from the Mustangs. And pass across court, or across the lane to Vendeska, goes out of bounds.
Really good pass. I think it caught Vendeska a little off guard. He even said right then there, that's my bad, man. He should have had that. But tough pass, but McCarn got it through, and Mustangs down to the last 3 minutes.
And I know that the Bulldogs have been turning the ball over some of this pressure, but Otot's able to handle the traffic and dribble through defenders. All the Bulldogs need to do is just get it into Otot, clear out, and let him go to work against whatever matchup he has.
Yeah, this timeout, 3-second timeout, is going to be brought to you by Farmers State Bank, celebrating 125 years of banking service in the communities of Westmoreland, Manhattan, and Onega. If you are or you have a student looking for financial independence and want to get rewarded for your good grades, open up a Books and Bucks checking account with Farmers State Bank today. You can receive a $10 Amazon gift card for opening an account plus $25 cash each semester with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. To learn more about this, visit any of their 3 locations or visit them online at bankwithfarmers.com. Farmers State Bank, member FDIC, and your equal housing lender.
And this goes back for the Bulldogs press break. One of my old coaches would tell me it's okay to get a 10-second call. That just means you're not turning the ball over.
At least not for 10 seconds.
At least not for 10 seconds. Otot on the pass ahead to Mosier. Back to Otot. They call a block on Martini, which don't necessarily agree with that one. Martini was just shuffling his feet. Looked like Otot was a little out of control on drive there. I'd head to the line for 2. That'll be Martini's first.
We need to get if you're listening out there and you own a cleaning company and you want to sponsor the towel boy for the Rock Creek Mustangs basketball games, there seems to be a job out there.
You can get one of those little circular mops they have at
Yeah.
NBA games where they.
Yeah, like the, what is it, Libman's or whatever?
Yep. Christensen checking back in for the Mustangs. 2:49 remaining, 16-point lead for the Bulldogs. Free throw for Otot's good. 17-point lead now. Mustangs need a little sense of urgency here on the offensive end. Would like to see a lot of screens on the backside. Moving without the ball. Burgess cannot get the layup to go. Rebound Otot. 2:30 remaining. Otot over to Wurtenberger. Ahead to Mosier. We get Martini with the block. That'll be his second foul.
Yeah, that's got to be really frustrating. I've lost count how many inside the, 6-7 feet that are halfway down the bucket and come right back out. They've had their opportunities. Shots just didn't fall. Like I say, a lot of things just didn't go right tonight. Sometimes, you have the tiger by the tail. Sometimes the tiger has you. And tonight, just the Mustangs, nothing went their way. And, you can't win them all. But it's a learning opportunity. And, again, we'll see how they rebound after tonight.
I mean, if you look at earlier on in the season after the loss to Abilene, they went, 14, 15, 16 games?
So 11 straight after the loss to Abilene.
Yeah.
And, I think they'd be perfectly fine winning about 9 more straight. That'd get them through the state final and winning state. So
pass is tipped, controlled by McCarn. 2:15 remaining. McCarn drives in to Vendeska. Tries to get it inside to Martini. Has it stolen away. 2 minutes and some change remaining here, fourth quarter. That's Vogt on the drive, now over to Lee. To Spicer, to Otot, guarded by McCarn. 1:50 remaining. Pass over to Spicer, back to Otot.
you may not like the scoreboard right now if you're Coach Smith, but I tell you one thing you do like the hustle your players are still doing. They're out there with a minute and a half down by 19, busting their tails, trying to do everything they can to get this game.
That'll be Christensen's 5th foul.
I think they called that on McCarn. Christensen, I think, thought it was on him. He was all ready to come out. He was frustrated, but
that'll be McCarn's first. Spicer at the line. First free throw is good.
And it's been a frustrating night for Christian along with everybody else. So.
Spicer's second free throw is good. Back up to the largest lead of the game for the Bulldogs. Minute 37 to play.
The timeout's going to be brought to you by, let's go, Roach Media Group.
Your local friendly professional photographer packages available for engagements, weddings, professional headshots, senior and family portraits, providing high image files or prints taken on location or in their studio with professional edits available. They are also your local area expert in real estate photography and videography. Ask about the drone and VR 360 tours when you reach out to them today at roachmediagroup.com. That's ROCHE mediagroup.com. This Breaking the Action is also brought to you by Liming Productions. Based out of St. George, Kansas, Liming Productions is your source for 5-star wedding videography, event videography, corporate events, small business commercials. Let Liming Productions capture all your special moments and compile the story you want to watch over and over. Liming Productions, capturing stories for life. See their services and highlights at facebook.com/Liming Productions. So, 21-point lead with a minute 37 remaining. Here's the Mustangs. McCarn, pass over to Zeller. Zeller driving in. Pull-up jumper won't go. Rebound McCarn, puts up the floater, got it. Pass inside to Wurtenberger, now over to Mosier. Mosier loses the handle. Bodies are on the floor. And timeout, Bulldogs.
30-second timeout's going to be brought to you by Backroads Broadcasting. Backroads Broadcasting and Rock Creek High Journalism is working harder than ever, bringing the action home to you. If you're looking for a live broadcast for your future event or interested in being a sponsor for our future events, contact sales at brbc.live. Even if you're just enjoying tonight's free broadcast and would like to help out Backroads Broadcasting or Rock Creek High Journalism, you can always donate through Cash App. That's $BRBCL or Venmo at BRBCL, or visit any of our social medias at BRBC Live.
Paxton Vogt checking back in for the Bulldogs. Wurtenberger to inbound sideline. Gets it into Otot. 1 minute.
1 minute remaining.
19-point lead for the Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs are going to look to play keep away here for a minute from the Mustangs. And, you know, we talked about it in the pregame, really, of the trap game, and Mustangs fell for that trap. I mean, a well-played game and a good game plan for the Bulldogs to get a win, a big win on the road.
Yeah, and it was the first quarter. What was it, 19-7 in the first quarter, jumped out to a 12-point lead, and really the Mustangs haven't been able to cut into it. They've had it down to 11 a few times.
And have a group substitution for the Bulldogs.
It's like we counted to 6 there, so.
That'll be number 22, Garrett Haverkamp. Number 4, Silas Miller. Number 10, Titus Wassam. Number 21, Asher Wassam. And number 4, Silas Miller.
21-point lead, 29 seconds left to go.
Rosa fires a three, got it. And 13 seconds remaining. They're getting McCarn with the foul there. That'll send number 22 of the Bulldogs to the line, Garrett Haverkamp.
So 12.6 left to go. Mustangs, 36 points by far and away their season lowest point total.
Haverkamp's first free throw won't go. And I don't know what you're saying there, Jed. Really kind of just half of what the production we've been seeing from them, because they've been scoring upper 50s, low 60s, and even reaching 70 in one of those games. So, we've seen them struggle offensively before, but nothing like this where they've gone on a cold streak for consecutive minutes.
Yeah, their lowest output of the season prior to tonight was 50, and that was still in a win. Even against Abilene, they put up 52 in the loss. So
Martini hits a three, and that'll do it. A statement win by 16 for the Marysville Bulldogs. Getting a win in enemy territory here at the Rock. His final score 55-39. The Bulldogs complete the sweep.
yeah, so for just the second time this season, the Mustangs with a loss, ending their 11-game win streak. That will drop the Mustangs down to 11-2 on the season. 12-2 on the season. The Bulldogs moving one game above 500 at 9-8 with 4 games left to go for them. Mustangs 6 games left to go. Bulldogs winning 55-39. Bulldogs led by number 1 Otot. Of course, he had a heck of a game, 18 points. Followed by number 15 Lee with 9 and number 32 Wurtenberger with 9, all 3-pointers. Then you have number 14 Spicer with 7, number 5 Mosier with 5, number 11 Siemens with 4, and number 20 Vogt with 2, and Haverkamp with 1 free throw there at the end of the night. Tough shooting night for the Mustangs. 14 for 38 for 37% from the field, only 4 for 14 for 29% behind the arc. They even struggled from the free throw line, 7-12 for 58%. They were led by Gavin Rosa and Peter Martini, both with 8, and Vendeska with 7, Schneider with 5, Wilkinson, McCarn, Burgess, Christensen all with 2. So they came in and had to do what they needed to do, shut down the leading scorer, Coley Burgess, and they did in fact do that. Coley Burgess only 2 points tonight. Really, it's been kind of a 3-headed monster for the Mustangs. You have Burgess, Schneider, and Vendeska. All 3 of them had off nights, as well as most of the Mustangs did. But, hats off to the Bulldogs. They had a game plan. They came in, and right off the bat in the first quarter, they executed the game plan. They had the Mustangs back on their heels the entire game and just really did what they needed to do throughout the rest of the game to kind of, I won't say coast to this. It wasn't a coast victory. It seemed pretty tense at times. It seemed like the lead should be bigger at other times, but again, they end up walking away with a 55-39 win over what was the number 7 ranked Mustangs. We'll see if they can hold on to that ranking. It's going to be tough in that really deep 4A.
It will be. And that was going to be my next point, was the Mustangs went on that 11-game win streak to break themselves back into the top 10 of the 4A rankings. I'm curious to see if they'll still be in that ranking here come Friday or next week. But, yeah, just an overall great game from the Bulldogs on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it will hurt them. Again, the Bulldogs' record's not great this year, but I said it before the game, the team knows how to win. They were 23-3 last year. They were the runner-up in 3A. So, again, they just had the right game plan tonight, and the Mustangs had an off night and just couldn't get things to go their way. And, that helped the Bulldogs out. They did what they needed to do, and Mustangs just couldn't answer. So, I want to thank our sponsors and donors because their continued support. Backroads Broadcasting continue bringing the action home to you. I want to thank our production team, Cody Lyman and Cody Roach, for their expertise on the cameras, graphics, programming, and in-game production that you got to see tonight. Thank you to Shanna Schmidt and the Rock Creek High School journalism students that were part of the broadcast this evening. We had Dylan Nelson running the camera there for the boys' game, cross-country runner.
Backroads team is scheduled to be back in action on February 9th back here at the Rock, where the Mustangs will take on the St. Mary's Bears. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Drop us a line. Let us know what you think.
As always, I'm Judd McCormick.
I'm Isaiah Dobbins. We got to go for now, but we'll BRB.